All right. And now, your team captains for tonight's game.
We have a top 10 matchup in Irmo, South Carolina tonight as Ridgeview visits Dutch Fork on the Sonic Friday Night Rivals High School Football Game of the Week right now. Good evening, everyone. Welcome into the FNR Game of the Week, brought to you by Sonic. The Ridgeview Blazers ranked number 9, taking on the Dutch Fork Silver Foxes, number 1 here at Dutch Fork High School. My name is Stacy Huff, joined by my broadcast partner, Joe Cashin, as always, and we're excited to have you with us. And, Joe, this has a big game vibe to it. Both teams talented and trying to make a statement early.
No doubt about that, Stacy. Big game vibe is exactly right. Ridgeview comes in 1-1. They defeated Fairfield Central in week 1. A tough loss last week against an outstanding Northwestern team. They get Northwestern, Dutch Fork back-to-back. Meanwhile, the Silver Foxes knocked off Spartanburg here last week, 54-21, 27 unanswered points in the second half. The Silver Foxes rolled. This should be a good one here tonight.
Lots of talent on field tonight, and here to talk about more of it, let's get right into it. Some of our players to watch brought to you by Michaelis Mattress. Let's begin with Ridgeview. Who's the players to watch?
Well, Stacy, for Ridgeview, it's going to be sophomore quarterback Ashton Chapman, who stepped in for starter Trey Howard last week up at Northwestern. He was a smooth 16 of 23, 217 in the air, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He's going to have to be big again tonight if the Blazers are going to have a chance on offense. Over on the defensive side of the ball, it's senior defensive lineman Jaden Brown. He's been a force this year in 2 games. He has 11 tackles, 4 for loss, 2 sacks. Last week, 4 tackles, 1.5 for loss, and a sack up at Northwestern. He's going to have to lead that Ridgeview defense.
Who are our Michaelis Mattress players to watch for the Dutch Fork Silver Foxes?
For the Dutch Fork Silver Foxes, coached by Tom Knotts, it's his son, Jackson Knotts, the quarterback, the junior. Last week against Spartanburg, he was 13 of 23, 122 yards, his first year starting here for his dad. And, boy, he's a good one. He has a live arm. Looking forward to watching him play tonight for the Silver Foxes offense. And over on the defensive side of the ball, they have a big-time recruit in defensive lineman Julian Walker. He's a senior. Last season, 29 tackles, 10 for loss, 1 fumble recovery. He is committed to Michigan. He's not the only one on that defensive side of the ball, but he is the ringleader.
Oh, yeah, he's a specimen in pads, and it'll be some nice players to watch, brought to you by Michaelis Mattress. Now for our Blue Cross Blue Shield keys to the ball game, we begin once again with our visitors, the Blazers.
If you're the Blazers, the offensive line must control the game up front. Defensively, you got to be in position to make plays against this Silver Foxes offense. Conversely, for Dutch Fork, you got to be diverse and play the potential on offense. And then defensively, you got to show improvement in pass coverage. They were a little disappointed there last week against Spartanburg.
Yeah, a couple of busted coverages on the back end. So that's set for the game. That's our Blue Cross Blue Shield keys to the ball game. We see how they execute them as we go along. Stacy Huff, Joe Cash, and we'll be joined by Claire Foley on the sidelines after this. Stay with us. Coming up, a number 9 versus number 1 matchup in Irmo on the FNR Game of the Week.
The story for this team has yet to be written.
Pick it up. We've never seen anything quite like this. Arch Manning, what a throw!
This is gonna be a war right now.
Saturday on Watch Fox.
We pickled everything, Sam. The big deal meal, Sonic Smasher, top of Grillo's pickles, pickled seasoned tots, pickle Rita slush, and a pickled phone. Sam, what have you done? Dude.
Is your child struggling in school? Do you know a child 16 to 19 years of age who has dropped out, lacks discipline, or is on a destructive path? Then give the Will Lou Gray Opportunity School a try. The military-style school provides an alternative education to young adults in need of a second chance by offering academic instruction by state-certified teachers and job-based training. Students live on campus during the 14-week program, which is virtually free. For more information, call us or visit willlougray.org.
Welcome back to the Sonic Friday Night Rivals High School Football Game of the Week. We're in Irmo, Dutch Fork campus to be specific, Ridgeview at Dutch Fork. We're all about set for kickoff. Stacey Huff, Joe Cashin up top. Let's go down to Claire Foley on the sideline. Claire.
Guys, this is going to be a see what you're made of game for Ridgeview. Like you said in the pregame show, last week they lost their starting quarterback, Trey Howard. He dislocated his foot, and now he's out for the season. His dad, a.k.a. head coach Derek Howard, says it was tough for him to stay in coach mode after that happened. But he said he knew he had to be an example in that moment of how his team overcomes adversity. And that's exactly what he's looking to see out of his group today. How do they respond to how they've had to change things up offensively now with sophomore quarterback Ashton Chapman? He says that'll also be supported by what he thinks is an elite defense that can compete with this defending champion Silver Foxes team. Guys.
Thank you, Claire. We're about set for kickoff now. Time for a Will Lou Gray Opportunity School kickoff. Ridgeview in all whites, basically, the silver and purple helmets. They're kicking off left to right on your screen. Dutch Fork and their familiar green uniforms with white trim. They'll be returning right to left on your screen. Will Lou Gray Opportunity School kickoff. For over 100 years, they've been helping students build a better future, and we are set to go from Irmo, South Cac. Stacey Huff, Joe Cash, and Claire Foley, glad to have you with us, and we are underway. FNR Game of the Week, Week 3. Fielded at the 10-yard line. It is Sheldon Shine, it looks like, across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. Decent return. That's where Dutch Fork and young Jackson Knotts, the junior, Tom Knotts' son, will lead the Dutch Fork offense onto the field. We'll set you with the lineups here shortly, but talented teams on both fronts. Both teams are huge on the interior lines.
They are.
We're going to try to see who can win that battle. Knotts, the quarterback we talked about. Wilson, the running back, starting. Warner, Stone Furry, Will Furry's son. Johnson and Betts, the wide receivers. O-line, Ford, McDaniel, Lorenzo, Roseboro, Hutcherson for Dutch Fork. That is your Stuart Law officers starting lineup for Dutch Fork, and the first play is going to be a give up the middle. Nothing happening. Ridgeview stout on the line. That's going to be a gain of maybe 1.5 yards on that play. Call it 2nd and 9. Good surge up front by the Blazers. We get you that Blazer defensive.
Give Blair Allen, a senior defensive end, credit. He led a host of Blazers in there. Short game.
Get a lot of hats to the ball. Yeah, they gave him 2 on that. 2nd and 8. There's Jackson Knotts right there on your screen. His first year starting. He can run a little bit. He can run just enough to keep you honest. He's primarily a passer. One back to his right. He's going to look left this time. High throw and hit hard on the catch. That catch is by Stone Furry. We talked about him. That's Will Furry, the Gamecock receivers coach. That's his son, transferred over from Chapin. A good hit for Ridgeview. We'll tell you about it in a minute. Blair Allen, the defensive lineman. We talked about him already. Madison Holmes, the D-line. Tony is a good one, transferred from Gray. David Tony and linebacker Jaden Brown. We talked about Epps, and we'll get you the rest of those guys in a moment. Big third down play. It looks like Dutch Fork needed about 3, and they got 4. So it'll be first down for the Silver Foxes. That's the MUSC help first down. We get you the rest of Ridgeview's starting defense in just a moment. There they are. Brayton Johnson, we talked about, that's Dutch Fork's Ridgeview's defense. Epps, Jones, and Grant, Smalls, Rush, and Kingston Lucas. Aaron Lucas, the girls basketball coach, former Gamecock basketball player. Kingston Lucas starting as safety for Ridgeview. He just transferred over from Spring Valley. First down of the ball game. Dutch Fork has it at the 38. Jackson Knotts looking right, going up top. Man-to-man coverage over there. And somehow caught. 2 men were there. Caught And that Stone Furry, you got to wonder how that got through. Great throw, great catch, good body control by the senior Stone Furry. That's a huge play, knocks the Furry, and that's another Dutch Fork first down brought to your NWCL.
We talked about the live arm of Knotts in our opening. Watch this pass, a little bit underthrown. There are defenders back there, but that ball just somehow finds its way to Furry. 42-yard pickup, and boy, Dutch Fork on the move in the red zone.
Right at the red zone. Our red zone sponsor, Jim Hudson. Jim Hudson experienced it once, and you'll never forget our red zone sponsor. That right nose of the ball just inside the 20. Big play up top. First big play of the ball game for Dutch Fork. Looking left. Now over the middle, Knotts is going to break the pocket. He thought he had some over there and slung down violently right at the 20-yard line.
Looked like he had something there, but it was Drew Madison, the senior defensive end, who kind of shut the door on that one. Looked like he had some space out to that right side, but that was good containment by the Ridgeview defense, no gain.
Both these teams are very fast on both sides of the ball. That's a defensive speed that time by Madison. It'll be second and call it 10. They're going to move the running back 28 over to the side. Kyle Henry to the right side of Knotts. Tight end in motion. They use a lot of tight end motion, and this a little bit too much motion that time. Illegal procedure going to be called on Dutch Fork. They're going to take a little Michael Jackson moonwalk backwards right here. Excuse me, I want to interfere with that nice clean feed that time, Joe. That was a clean feed.
Sounds good again this week, Stacy. Somebody who loves audio, good, clean audio like me.
Man, that's good stuff.
I love it.
He was kind of stingy with his words, though. I didn't cut him off much. He only said a little something.
You did.
That's head coach Derek Howard, a Ridgeview alum, led him to a state championship game while he was there. Played at Morehouse, got a chemistry degree from Morehouse, and was coached all over the place. And was at Wilson before coming back to Ridgeview as the head coach. He was a former OC at Ridgeview under Perry Parks. Tight end in motion again, looking left. Oh, he had a man wide open. Jackson Knotts just missed him that time, overshot the receiver. He was open in the seam, Joe.
Right down the seam, ran the seam route that time, and boy, Knotts had him. There's Tom Knotts, see right there.
There's Tom Knotts, 9 titles here at Dutch Fork. He has 7 in North Carolina, 16 total state championships. He's a Duke alum. He has a master's degree from Duke. Played a little defensive back at Duke. A lot of people don't know that. A little defensive back at Duke back in the day, but he's a known champion. Big play early here now. Ridgeview trying to get off the field after giving up the big pass. 3rd and 15. Knotts going up top. He has somebody open in the middle of that zone. No time to see him. Pressure by Ridgeview. That was 14 at 99 in there.
DeJuan Franklin was there first, and they put the pressure on Knotts. And that's a great stand by the Blazers defense after the 42-yard explosive play. You'll see it again right here. Knotts just runs out of time. And really, it was number 99, big number 99 in there.
Javon Holmes.
Yep, he was the first one to get there.
Yeah, Javon Holmes and DeJuan Franklin, outside linebacker. That's that speed, though. They just beat him to the punch off the ball that time. 4th and 25. That's a big recovery by Ridgeview. They turn it into a punting situation. So to get out of that with no points after giving up a huge pass play. Early momentum for the Blazers after that. Man, that was a big gut punch, that big pass. Trying to pooch punt it now, trying to pin them deep. Ball's going to bounce out of bounds inside the 10. Let's see where they mark it, Joe. Right about the 8-yard line. Ridgeview will take over right there. And the young sophomore replacing Trey Howard. Trey Howard had 5 toes dislocated last week versus Northwestern. And just a freak accident. A body weight coming down. His foot was in the wrong position. And the metatarsal, all 5 metatarsals were moved. He had surgery Saturday morning. He's out for the season. Young Trey Howard, Derek Howard's son, is his 3rd year as a quarterback for the Blazers.
There's Ashton Chapman, as we talked about in the opening. He's our player to watch on offense, and we talked with Coach Howard before the game. They had to obviously kind of scale back the offensive game plan a little bit, start from ground zero, but he played well last week against Northwestern.
10 for 17 last week versus Northwestern, 10 for 11 the prior week versus Fairfield Central in mop-up duty in the win. We'll see how they look. They're going to go up to the air first, and it goes to a playmaker, Coleman. Carter Coleman across the 20. Carter Coleman across the 30. Carter Coleman across the 40. Carter Coleman dragged down just short of midfield, and he can play. He's a Richmond commit. Carter Coleman, a D1 talent, down to the 49-yard line. Big play for the sophomore to get off early, and Coleman is a known playmaker. Talk about it, Joe.
You see it right here. Just a quick, short pass into the middle right there, and Boy, you see the speed right there. He turns on the jets as Coleman hits the perimeter. He's able to put a foot in the ground. 40-yard pickup, and that gets you out of a hole quickly. Big play by Ridgeview.
Coleman had a big sophomore year for Ridgeview. Transferred to Blythewood last year, back for his senior year with the Blazers. That's an MUSC first down for the Blazers. Going up top early. He was well covered, but a good catch using the body to frame it. That's going to be a gain of about 3, but short, safe pass that time. Let's get a number on that receiver. I think that's 16. That is for Ridgeview, Joe. That is Jordan Mack. We'll talk more about him. He's a first-year starter, but also a basketball player. The Ridgeview lineup, Ashton Chapman, we talked about, Bobian, the running back, Giannis, the tight end, Smalls, Coleman, and Jackson. Christian Jackson, the 30 offers. Ross, Senior, Brave Boy Stokes, and Taylor Sanders, the offensive line. We'll talk about Christian Jackson. South Carolina, Florida, North Carolina all offered this young man, as well as Michigan State, number 4 in white. Bad snap. They got to fall on it. That's a horrible snap. It never got to the quarterback. That could be a drive killer.
You see early season mistakes like that. If you're Ridgeview, you're kind of moving. Kind of hate to have that happen.
Jaden Worth is the defensive end. He's a transfer. We'll talk about him. Henderson, Cesario, defensive lineman. Julian Walker, the Michigan committed defensive end. Anderson, Salters, and Mose, the linebackers. Harley, Brown, Lake, and Gibson, defensive backs. Raleigh Salters had a big championship game last year. In their three-peat game, Raleigh Salters, a 2-year starter, number 50. He's one to watch in the middle as well. It's 3rd and 10 for Ridgeview. Young Chapman, he may break the pocket here. Good throw. They need to break. Oh, made a man miss. He needed to make a man miss for the first down, and he did. Good dexterity, good body control. Spencer Bobian, the running back, number 23. That was a big play, Joe. That was a missed tackle by Dutch Fork.
And he's just checking this ball down right here and really not throwing it past the sticks. Didn't see anything down the field, so he checks it down to his running back there, Bobian, and he just made a man miss. If you're Dutch Fork, your defense, you got to make that tackle. Tom Knott's not pleased with that.
It's the MUSC first down. MUSC Health is proud to call the Midlands home, and here we are snapping 5:55 in the first quarter, fast-moving quarter. They're going to give it to Bobian around the left side. Speed on that Dutch Fork defense, though, and that's going to be a penalty marker, maybe a hold on that left side. Those wide plays tend to get that, and good speed by Dutch Fork to mess that play up, but it's going to go backwards anyway.
I'm not sure you're going sideline to sideline against a top-notch defense. Say either one of these teams tonight.
They fly to the ball. And
they really do. Getting to the perimeter is something both these defenses can do well.
Yes, sir. They're probably 10 yards from the spot, so you may look at, they threw their flag down around the 38-yard line. Let's see if they take Ridgeview back toward midfield here with this. Have a little meeting, Joe. What did you see? This is what I saw.
Now the flag kind of went down in an area where you think someone may have held downfield, but it's kind of an interesting long discussion.
Yes.
See what they've decided. Well, I'm not ready to announce it yet.
It's still a secret.
I think they're gonna ask Tom Knotts if he wants to take this penalty, which suggests Ridgeview will be hit with it. I think Ridgeview, whatever it is, they're gonna decline it.
Maybe. They asked him if they were declining. He wants to know exactly where you spotted the ball. I don't blame him. Like, when am I declining? Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm also know where did you mark it? I'll let you know if I want to be taken out. That's a look of a curious man right there.
I think we're all curious.
They're saying it's on the 41-yard line. So they're getting this adjudicated.
Holding is them. Decline.
Holding against them.
Okay, so they're going to take the result of the play, which is little to no gain on a run play left.
Yeah, that was well done by everybody. Officials did the right thing, communicating. Tom Knotts did the right thing. Like, if they lost yards and got nothing on it, then I'm going to take the play. Take the down. So they're trying to figure out where they're going to spot the ball. I think there was some discrepancy between the officials, Joe, as to where exactly that ball was going to be marked. I think one said the 41.
It didn't look like.
I thought he got across that.
He may have picked up a yard. Original line of scrimmage was the 41.
Yeah, so I thought he got something. So they're going to.
I'm sorry, the original line of scrimmage was the 39. So I'm not real sure if he got much past that.
Timeout call. They haven't indicated anything to us. But okay, timeout has been called. We're going to step away. Timeout called on the field. All zeros in the first quarter on the FNR Game of the Week.
Matt Dowell here with Stephen Vicari with Stewart Law Offices. Stephen, how did the partnership with Sonic Friday Night Rivals come about, and why is it so important for you guys to invest in your local community?
Well, we're committed to the community that we live in, work in, and where our kids go to school. And without sounding cliche, investing in this kind of helps us give back a little bit. We think it's important for everyone to come together around sports, particularly high school football, because it brings out the best in everyone.
It certainly does, Stephen. Well, stay tuned, guys, because we got more football on the way.
Having a ball at number 9, taking on number 1, Ridgeview, Dutch Fork. All zeros. Have been a fast-paced game thus far, and we want to give a special thanks to the South Carolina Army National Guard for recognizing our scholar athletes each week. We will introduce you to this week's nominees coming up at halftime of this ball game. I'm looking forward to celebrating those young scholar athletes with you. Stacey Huff, Joe Cashin here high in the press box here at Dutch Fork. There's Tom Knox on your screen and Claire Foley on the sideline. There's looks like a equipment issue. The chain is, Joe Cashin kind of alerted us to the fact that the chain gain, the yardage mark over there may be a little jacked up.
Well, one of the chains, the one on where the original line of scrimmage is at the 39, they were having some problems with that. Put the glasses on, so one of the Dutch Fork coaches had to go across the field and get some extra linkage over there. Derek Howard had a little laugh about it. It's like, hey, let's get some chains. How about the virtual first down gizmo?
What y'all got going on over here at Dutch Fork, Coach? Now, one of your coaches going to control the sticks now? So it's been a healthy delay.
I think they wound up taking the penalty as well, because it's going to be, instead of second down and virtually, second down and 10, they're going to back them up. I think Tom Knotts finally said, we're going to take this penalty.
Yeah, he wants to let Julian Walker hunt on a passing down. I think if you want to put the young sophomore quarterback in a must-pass or looks like an obvious passing scenario. As you mentioned, we talked to Coach Howard before the game. They kind of slimmed down the playbook a little bit for the 10th grader, they like him. They think he has a lot of potential.
Well, you heard him say that we got to play this kid.
Yeah, got to play. Yeah, he got to play.
So he's going to have to play.
Yeah. He said he can play himself into a mess when his son comes back next year healthy. And you got a kid who started most of the season. Maybe a healthy issue. Now we're back to live action, folks. 2nd and 12. We'll check that 2nd and 20, and now it's going to be a false start by somebody out wide for Ridgeview. They're going to go back further. This is going to be second. It's going to be first down on a long distance phone call.
Start on the offense. Okay.
1st and 25 coming up, Joe.
So both teams on their first possession had big 40-plus yard pass plays, and only to start shooting themselves in the foot with penalties and whatnot, loss of yardage, and now Ridgeview has backed up.
Man, they got to get this back in chunks now. It's going to be hard to rear back and be able to get 125 yards right now in the air. You probably got to take all 3 downs here for Ridgeview. Ball's at the 46-yard line, and they're going to look over the middle right now, and they're going up top right there. High throw, looking for Carter Coleman. Little tall for him, and Coleman is about 6'1". That was too tall for him. So we'll see how they play this with the young sophomore. Do they get conservative now, or do they drop him back 3 times, Joe?
They got 2nd down and
25.
Well, 2nd and basically Broad River Road from here for these guys. I mean, they got a long way to go, so we'll see how they play. You got a couple of downs here to play with. You don't want to risk the football in this situation.
Let's see the bubble screen action right here. Christian Jackson hasn't touched the ball yet. The young receiver number 4, who's a junior, but everybody's recruiting him. 6'1", 185. They keep it on the ground right here to Bobian, number 23, the running back, and he's driven backwards. Among those there, Julian Walker, and number 2 there, Mario Anderson. Anderson's the guy who was a defensive back last year, moved him up to linebacker this year. Yeah, they have a position.
Mario Anderson had the pick 6 last week against Spartanburg, which really turned that game around in the early moments of the second half. Spartanburg and Dutch Fork locked in a tight one. That pick 6 broke it wide open for the Silver Foxes.
They've tried to create a position in this Tom Knott's defense where they have a safety-sized guy playing a nickel, like an outside linebacker. They've started a few seasons ago. They kind of keep a guy that's athletic in that spot. And it's Anderson's time this year moving up from safety. 3rd and forever. Chapman and Ridgeview is going to look over the middle. He throws it. Interception coming down the right side. right in the arms of a defender. Got it across midfield. What a catch. What a great defensive call. They were waiting on that, Joe. That is number 7, I do believe, for Dutch Fork, T.J. Gibson. That's a momentum flipper right there. Picked the young sophomore off and got a good return, Joe.
It looked like Dutch Fork really did a good job of collapsing this pocket and putting pressure on the sophomore quarterback. You see the pressure right there. He gets hit as he throws, and you see the pick out there. Great anticipation by T.J. Gibson, the freshman out there, making a big play. Ridgeview, you didn't want to risk the ball. They did and paid the price. Plus territory for the Silver Foxes.
A freshman starting a big 5A defending champion tells me that's a lot of potential right there in number 7. They like that kid. So Jackson Knotts and his squad will take over at the 47. Momentum wearing green right now. Tight end in motion. They use more tight end motion than anyone in the state. Pressure around the edge, and they've had a perfect play call. A wheel route by the running back. That is a beautiful execution. Number 29 is the receptor on that, Sheldon Shine. Great play call, Joe.
Absolutely. Just kind of cleared out that zone to Dutch Fork on this left side and then just swung it out to a wide open back out here to Sheldon Shine. And he certainly shined on that catch. He gets it all the way down to the 34.
That was definitely one shining moment. It's MUSC Health first down. MUSC Health is proud to call the Midlands home. And here we go. Nothing happening that time. Good penetration by the Ridgeview defense led by number 5, I believe that time, Jaden Brown, the outside linebacker. So second down and call it 11. Made a loss, a half a yard or a yard on that play. Good penetration.
And Jaden Brown was one of our key players to watch in the opening tonight. Had a big tackle for loss right there.
So interesting in this play call right here. They went deep the one time. Everything has been kind of intermediary. They're second and 11 now. Empty backfield at the snap. Knotts looking right. It's going for the end zone. He's going up top. Knocked away at the last second. Good defense that time by the secondary for Ridge. That's the play they didn't make on the ball the first time while it was in midair. That's Quincy Grant, who may be the best cover guy on Ridgeview's team, according to Coach Howard. Take a look.
You see it again. I tell you what, this ball had a flight plan attached to it. I mean, this was way up in the air and gave everybody a chance to get down there and give credit right down. Like what you talked about, it was Quincy Grant, the senior defensive back, get back there, put a paw up, PBU.
Yeah, Coach, he has great ball skills when it's in the air, although Jordan Best is also outstanding defensive back. That's going to play in college. He's a track star at Ridgeview. Secondary has speed. Big play now for Ridgeview, trying to get off the field again. 3rd and 11. Knotts is going to throw it. Jackson Knotts looks left and nowhere to go. Around the left side came young man that transferred from Great Collegiate, Devon Tony, the senior. Take a look, Joe.
Watch him. He just beats the tight end right here. I mean, this is just a
wow.
Big brush. He just gets right around the tight end there. No chance to stop Tony as he came on that edge, off that right edge over there. And it's a big sack. And now once again, Dutch Fork, promising field position, but can't convert.
Only a junior. Young man has a bright future. He's getting some looks. His dad is a coach on this squad as well. Devon Tony, a name to remember. And just like that, both times they're giving up pass play, giving up big gainers, and then held. So both defenses have been stingy, Joe. Dutch Fork punting from around midfield. Trying to pin them again. Last time they pinned them inside the 10-yard line to the 8. Fair catch call this time, and good job coming up, catching that, not letting it hit. That is Carter Coleman, the senior. There's
a big shot again. He takes into the end zone. It was deflected, and good job by the Ridgeview defense.
We're going to break. We'll be right back after this. Can't hear it.
We pickled everything, Sam. The big deal meal, Sonic Smasher, top of Grillo's pickles, pickled seasoned tots, pickle Rita slush, and a pickled phone. Sam, what have you done? Dude.
Inside the party known far and wide as the Sonic FNR Game of the Week. Ridgeview Blazers, number 9, visiting number 1 and defending state champion Dutch Fork Silver Foxes. We are all zeros at 2:59 left in the first quarter. Stacey Huff, Joe Cashin, and Claire Foley with you. An outstanding Ron Fox production crew doing their thing. As always, it's a beautiful night for football. The weather's pretty much perfect now. It's cooled off a little bit. Not a cloud in the sky. And look at that scene right there. So back and forth they've gone. Ridgeview takes over inside their 15-yard line. Both offenses have moved, but nobody has scored. Ashton Chapman going to look left. Dropped and popped. They're trying to get it to Christian Jackson. I said it was time for him to touch it. A young man who's got the track speed and getting all the love from the colleges. Got to catch that one.
Got to catch it, but I'm not sure that play was really going to go anywhere.
No, it wasn't.
And may have been for a loss of yards had he done so, so it might have worked out better, but that's one he
probably did.
Got to catch, so we'll see what they do on second down.
They're trying to get the ball in his hands, though, so he can maybe break free with that 4.4 speed. 2nd and 10 from the 14-yard line. Drop back to pass again. Looking left. It has a man open over there. That's Jackson. Jackson got pushed out of bounds. He's going to get about 6 on that play. Call it 7. Ball's going to be marked at the 21-yard line. They are keeping it simple, getting the ball out the young quarterback's hands, Joe, pretty quickly.
And he was kind of backpedaling, too, as he made that throw, so that made that throw even better. Jackson made kind of an over-the-shoulder catch. Now this gives them very manageable third down, 3rd and about 3.
Yeah, 3rd and 3, so they can keep the run in the game. Now, Bobian has had a couple good runs. Short passing game has worked. Gonna give, room, move in the hole. That's a good move in the hole for the first down that time. That might be Bobian, I believe it is. Number 23, Spencer Bobian. That is a good move. MUSC first down, Joe. That made the difference.
I like Spencer Bobian. I mean, earlier he took a little check down pass, made a move on a defender, picked up a first down. This time he takes the handoff straight up the gut, does the same thing, makes a man miss, and he's able to lean forward and pick up first down and move those chains for the Blazers.
Yeah, MUSC first down. Both teams have racked up a few first downs. They just have stalled across midfield. Just said the play calls now. There's 3 wides to the right of Chapman. He's going to look that way. And it's going to be Jordan Mack, young man who's coming on in the senior season. He gets about 6 on a short throw and a nice run.
Once again, Dutch Fork really not good in the tackling department there. That really shouldn't have gone for, I want almost 8 yards.
I saw this kid, Jordan Mack, come off the bench on the Ridgeview basketball game and have one of the best dunks I saw all season last year in basketball. He's an athlete. Played some at wide receiver, but backed up Jordan Gidron, who's at USC as a Gamecock now. So he gets to step out now in the starting role. He's having a big senior season. Has 4 catches over 30 yards this season. Over 50, excuse me.
Big plays.
Yes. Looking left now, Chapman, bubble screen. Christian Jackson trying to split the defender. He does. If Jackson gets to the outside, Christian Jackson, track speed, still going. Uses the strength, folks. He gets across midfield. And they think the ball came out. They're judging like the ball might have come out at the end of this. Referees do not agree. Fighting for extra yards sometimes is how it comes out, but it is.
This is terrific athleticism by Jackson. Watch him take the short pass right here. 2 doesn't get there in time to make a play. Another missed tackle right there down the field, and Jackson's just able to put a foot in the ground and get into plus territory and pick up some big yardage. And
MUSC first down. I think that ball did come out to an end, but he fell on it. I think at the very end, it got loose. He took the hit by Riley Salters, the linebacker, and kept trucking. Ball at the 46-yard line. Another MUSC first down. Sidearm throw. Good tackle coming up from the secondary by Dutch Fork. Short gain. That's number 15. Joe, give him some love. Amari Hartley.
And how about the arm angle? You know,
Yeah.
sophomore quarterback in high school, Ashton Chapman, kind of dropped down and threw that sidearm, and he put a lot of steam on that ball. And now all of a sudden you see Ridgeview, Stacey, playing ahead of the chains, getting in 2nd and 4, 2nd and 3. Here they have a 2nd and 4 coming up here as we get late in the first.
Good game management right there. Ball's at the 41-yard line. This is where things got dicey for them last time. They're trying to – the penalties set in right here. Both teams have hurt themselves with penalties. As you mentioned, 2nd and manageable. Chapman's throwing again, looking left. Oh, threw it late over the middle and almost caught, almost intercepted and almost caught. That was dangerous.
Well, Riley Salters is going to see that in his dreams tonight. I mean, the middle linebacker there for Ridgeview, you'll see it right here. You see Salter's kind of frustrated. You'll see the pass right here. You say it throwing over the middle right there. That's
hit him in the arms.
Yeah, kind of. That was on him in a hurry. And then almost the deflected catch.
Chris McDonald might have been the young man, almost got it. This is another big play, 3rd and 5. You can run it here if you're thinking 2 downs. 4 wides in the formation. McDonald's in motion. They gave it up the middle. This is their man again, trying to drive those legs. This time they stopped him. Bobian did not push the pile. It's going to be 4th down and about 1.5 yards, Joe. I think they're going to go for it, too.
I would if I'm Derek Howard.
Yes, sir.
But I don't know that they'll do it in this quarter.
Right. That's the thing. You go, that's a win. Giving up a couple of big plays, you walk out unscathed on the road against number 1. Let's see if they snap it right here.
I could be wrong, though. They might snap it before the quarter ends.
They should try to get them to jump. They're trying to get them to jump, get a free 5 yards, and they're not going to snap it. And that's how the first quarter will end, folks. It's been a well-played, exciting first quarter here from Irmo, South Carolina. Dutch Fork, Ridgeview playing all zeros. Stay with us, folks. Second quarter action coming up on the Sonic Friday Night Rivals High School Football Game of the Week in a top 10 matchup.
Watch Fox Sports Zone is South Carolina's #1 sports leader for all sports coverage in the Midlands.
From your favorite South Carolina college teams
to your local high school matchups,
football, baseball,
basketball, soccer,
and so much more.
We take you straight to the sideline with interviews with coaches and players.
Plus, behind-the-scenes details to give you the latest on your local teams.
Watch Fox Sports Zone. Every sport, every season. Sponsored by Lexington Medical Center.
At Atkins Law, we believe who you hire matters, but don't take our word for it. Hear it from our clients.
From the front desk to the paralegals answering my questions to DeWanna having my back, I couldn't ask for a better team of professionals.
From my first phone call to meeting Joe in person, I knew I was going to be in good hands.
Holly has a great practice, and her various experiences brings tons of knowledge to each of her clients.
Remember, who you hire matters.
Cameron Heating and Cooling was started by my grandparents 68 years ago with $100 in a truck. It was based on a simple idea: earn your customers' trust.
4 generations later, that still defines who we are. Show up on time, be honest, and do the job right. We call it 5-star comfort.
Give Cameron Heating and Cooling a chance to earn your trust. Call today or visit trustcameroner.com.
Put comfort in your home the Cameroner way. Call Cameroner right away.
What does MUSC Health mean to the Midlands? Here, you'll get innovative heart care. Here, you'll spend more time with a doctor. Here, you'll make real connections. Here, you'll benefit from groundbreaking research. Here, you'll have another chance at life. MUSC Health, changing what's possible here in the Midlands.
Man, what a lovely shot. Shout out to the camera crew. That is a beautiful moon over Irmo, South Carolina on a beautiful night for high school football in South Carolina. There's nothing like a high school football Friday night in this great state. Stacey Huff, Joe Cashin up top in the booth. Claire Foley down the sideline. We're about to start quarter number 2. That's Coach Derek Howard and his crew on the sidelines. Ridgeview with the football tied up on the plus side of the field versus #1 ranked Dutch Fork. Dutch Fork beat Spartanburg last week. Ridgeview took a tough loss to Northwestern, losing their quarterback, Trey Howard. Ridgeview's going to punt this.
Interesting.
Yes. Punting, and they hit a Dutch Fork player. They hit the back of a Dutch Fork player. That should be Ridgeview ball inside the 5.
It should be, because it didn't touch a Ridgeview player before that. That should be Ridgeview ball.
That should be Ridgeview football.
Sure is.
It is. We saw it. I don't think the Dutch Fork players knew it. The one that hit knows it. And the Ridgeview players, they were surprised. We saw it hit his back because it stopped. The ball would have gone to the end zone had it not hit him. Ridgeview's going to take over inside at the 5-yard line. Take a look, folks.
Watch this. You call it, Stacy. I mean, just running down the field, doesn't see where the ball is, trying to get
there.
Yep, trying to get the block, and you see it, and that's no question about it. And then the heads-up play by Ridgeview to fall on that ball. And that's why you're Derek Howard. You punt the ball right there.
There you go.
You know, I thought it was fascinating that he was going to punt that thing on 4th and short on the plus side, but worked out great for the Blazers. They've got a goal to go.
Yeah, it looks like a battle of attrition and a battle of field position. I don't think they think Dutch Fork can score on their defense. Just on the field, just the attitude, talking to some of the coaches, and not necessarily Coach Howard, some of the assistants, they feel like their defense is going to really show up, and they have. So now you punt it, and you get it at the 5. Ridgeview trying to strike first inside the Jim Hudson red zone. Chapman's going to give it to Spencer Bobian. Spencer Bobian, his knee touched at about the 1.5-yard line. That's a good surge up front by Ridgeview, though.
This is just going to be man-on-man right here. Who wants it more down on the goal line?
He's going to roll up his sleeve. He's going to muscle up right here. 5'7", 170, but Bobian brings every bit of that 170 behind a pretty good-sized offensive line. The Brave Boy twins up there, they got some good weight on them. A couple other good standouts on that offensive line, and we'll see if they punch it in right here. 2nd and 1. Man in motion. Bobian is inside the end zone. That's going to be a Ridgeview touchdown. Touchdown, Blazers strike up the Ridgeview fight song. They're going to take the early lead on Dutch Forks Field. Spencer Bobian, who's played well this first half, and that offensive line, what a job, Joe. Talk about it.
Yeah, they just move people out of the way right there. Let's give some love to the big guys up front.
Yeah, it was
they
too
did
easy.
a good job right there. Bobian's into the end zone, and the turnover cost Dutch Fork and cashed in by the Blazers for the early lead.
That's an SCDC first down. South Carolina Department of Corrections brings you out touchdowns this season. Then what you know, they're hiring statewide. Discover a rewarding career at joinscdc.com. Extra point is good. Hands to the sky. Ridgeview 7-0 over Dutch Fork. It's an early surprise. We'll step away. Dutch Fork trying to answer when we come back on the FNR Game of the Week.
Matt Dowell here with Stephen Vicari with Stewart Law Firms. Stephen, you guys have such a personal connection with our community schools. How does that connection help influence this firm's commitment to our local education?
Well, a lot of folks who work for the Stewart Law offices are in education, whether it's in the administration as a teacher or a librarian or a speech therapist. So we understand that it's a very difficult job, and so we kind of view this partnership as more of a commitment to the growth and success of our community.
That's amazing. Education is so important. Well, thank you for sharing, Stephen. But guys, stick around. More football is on the way.
Back at it. Blazers of Ridgeview, being rude guests, just took a 7-0 lead over a homestanding Dutch Fork. So some shockwaves around the state. And during the fourth quarter of tonight's game, we'll be highlighting the school bus stop of the game. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. Glad to have you with us. Thanks for sharing some time on your Friday evening with us. Outstanding high school football action coming at you every week. What you get about Sonic, the FNR Game of the Week. We're in year 11. Glad to be joined by my broadcast partner, Joe Cashin, for another year. And Claire Foley doing an outstanding job on the sideline and great production team. And time for the Will Look Great Opportunity School, folks, as we 11 minutes early in the second quarter, 11 minutes left. Ridgeview in white, kick it off right to left on your TV screen. Dutch Fork going to try to answer that punch in the mouth. Left to right in green. Will Look Great Opportunity School, folks. They've been doing it a long time. Don't you know, over 100 years, they've been helping students build a better future. And the kickoff is underway. And they got them with try to get them with an onside kick. It's going to be a flag. I think Ridgeview is celebrating, but I think they were offsides. The ball didn't go, might not go 10 yards before it was touched either. We'll take a look at it again, but that's not going to stand, I don't believe.
I don't think so either.
But it was definitely recovered by Ridgeview, but I think the means that it happened is going to be on the flag side of things. And you see the DJ here playing the Jeopardy music as they're talking. We've had some meetings now. They're having some conversations out there tonight.
The kicker tried to ward off and shield off almost like boxing out in basketball.
But you can do that. That is legal, I believe.
But the ball had to have gone past the 50. Had to go past the midfield stripe before they could have touched it. How about that roll of the dice by Derek Howard right there, huh?
That's what Tom Knotts would do.
Exactly. But I love the the.
One thing I'll tell you, both these teams duck no smoke. Ridgeview played Fairfield Central out opening week, Northwestern on the road, and then Dutch Fork. That's quite a opening 3 games.
It sure is.
Dutch Fork always plays a tough schedule. Oh, so it is on the penalties on Ridgeview. Take a look right here. We'll see it again.
Yeah, just trying to run.
Approachment. 5 yards.
They're saying offsides, but
they'll have to kick it again.
Yeah, I think the call was offsides though. But
that part of the play was great right there. I mean,
so somebody who was offsides ruined it.
Yeah, and then Ridgeview has Camden next week, so Camden's an outstanding team in their own right, and so they're Ridgeview's got a tough early slate, but Derek Howard he's fine playing these teams. You find out a lot about yourself before you get in a region play.
Without a doubt. They're kicking off from the 35-yard line. We'll look great opportunity to still kick off once again, but that's not a crazy gamble. I mean, the only thing worse would happen at Dutch Fork recovered it. The penalty on you is not bad. You're just kicking off 5 yards deeper. But Dutch Fork would have gotten that recovery. They'd have had the ball set up.
Exactly.
Position.
They had to recover that.
So we'll see how it goes. Once again, kicking off right to left on your screen. Johannes is the kicker for Ridgeview. It's also a soccer player. And it's going to get a touchback, so nothing hurt, nothing lost.
Johannes has quite the leg there.
Johannes has quite a
65 yards for the touchback.
Isaiah Johannes, 34. They've been working with him. I think at some point you may see him try a field goal too. They like his leg. So Dutch Fork would take over at the.
He'll be at the 20, yeah.
Yeah, to move up to the 20-yard line. But again, some conversations. They're going to put on this right hash, is what they were talking about. So Jackson Knotts, the junior quarterback, and only his second start. Check that. Third start. Sometimes it's hard to remember who played week 0 and who didn't, but young in his career. They're going to give this time around the right side. Good job blocking, a lot of room. This might go. Speed on speed. And that's just a great run. A great job up front blocking. MUSC. First down for Dutch Fork. What a big gainer on the ground.
Just a quick hitting run play to get to the perimeter in a hurry. Oh, that was impressive. You saw it right here. Watch the good blocking up front. They just wanted to get Sheldon Shine to that perimeter, get him to the corner, and he's able to get there 34 yards. And when you're down 7-0 and kind of on your heels a little bit early, that's what Dutch Fork needed to happen.
Sheldon Shine showing the Jets, and that right side of that line just engulfed.
Yeah.
Defensive line. Ball's at the 46-yard line. That's a MUSC first down for Dutch Fork. 2 wides in the formation, tight end in motion again. They do this most plays. They'll come around this right side and nothing happening. What a penetration by the defensive line for Ridgeview. Once again, 42 breaks through Drew Madison. Joe, he's having himself a ball game.
He sure is, the senior defensive end. I mean, he just blew through there like he wasn't even blocked and gets the big tackle for loss. You'll see it right here. Well, just no resistance up front, and he's able to snuff out that play quickly. That's what you want if you're Ridgeview. -4 on that play.
Hey, the celebration was okay, too. I ain't mad at the celebration. That's all right. Back and just like that, a 4-yard loss. Both these defenses are big, physical, and fast. That's why we only have a 7-0 score, but Dutch Fork trying to find some kind of rhythm on offense.
They really haven't done that other than the big 42-yard pass play to start the game.
Empty at the time of the snap. He's going to look down the middle. Look down the middle at first. I thought he had a guy, but the pocket collapsed around him. He's going to pick up about 1.5 yards. I'll call it 2 yards on that, but good penetration by Ridgeview around the ends.
Jackson Knotts was really scouting the field. You'll see it right here. He steps up in the pocket, then decides maybe a little bit too late to take off with it. Thought he might have had a chance early, but you want to give the play a chance, but he's not able to get out of there. Still is able to pick up 2.
Blair Allen, number 44, has been mentioned quite a few times as well. He's done a good job on that left side over there, he and Madison. It's going to be 3rd and 12, a passing situation for young Jackson Knotts. See if he goes to Stone Furry right here. He's throwing it up again. It's going to be a flag. You know what? It was an unnecessary flag. They're going to get the defensive back Kingston Lucas, the safety, he didn't have to do it. He grabbed the receiver around the 25-yard line, and it was an easy call, but it was so overthrown. It's going to be an automatic first down for Dutch Fork. Defensive holding. Guess he thought he was going to be beaten. He might have gotten beaten, but the ball was way out front.
You know, you're taught though if you're going to get beaten for a touchdown, you might as well just grab somebody.
Yeah.
You'd rather take the penalty than get beaten into the end zone.
Especially in high school and college, it's a spot foul as opposed. I mean, it's a 15-yarder no matter where it is. In NFL, it's the spot. So no matter where you get a defensive or holding penalty in.
Well, it's only 10 yards, and it's still going to be third down, though.
Yeah, because it was holding and not passing. Right. So,
exactly.
So it's just third down and 2. So now this puts it in the case where you might see a little Sheldon shine right here. That right side has been good to Dutch Fork, Joe. So if they go there again on 3rd and 2, as they try to get somebody to move, he didn't come across the line. That was a good hard count by Knotts. And there it is. They did try the left side. You know, not only did I know it was coming, but Ridgeview did too. That right side is where they went last time they needed a play, and I think Ridgeview.
I don't think Shine got there.
He didn't. They were waiting on him on that side, Joe. I thought they might try this right side. This has been good to him, but Ridgeview apparently got the message as well, and he's going to be a yard short.
He is, and give credit on that tackle to Devon Toney. We've already seen him involved in a couple of big plays here tonight. A big sack early. Yeah. He got the stop there, and it's going to be 4th down and short for Dutch Fork.
Tony's 6 foot 190. He can move. This is going to be a big one right here. 4th down. Dutch Fork usually excels in these situations. They're going to give it this time, and you know what, Joe?
He didn't get there.
He did not get there.
He didn't get there.
Ridgeview held him. That's going to be Ridgeview football.
What a big stand by that Ridgeview defense there.
Wow.
They've really been up to the challenge here in the first quarter and 4 minutes of this one.
That was surprising right there. That's kind of the way Dutch Fork makes their money. They muscle up in situations like that and push you back. Take a look right here. Look at that crowd. Look at they push that line right there up front.
Ridgeview they're winning the battles up front early, Stacy. I mean, they're winning these battles against that Dutch Fork offensive front.
Yeah.
Give credit to a whole host of guys in there, Blazers, that they were ready for that. And after the big 34-yard run to start this drive, once again, Dutch Fork, they kind of fizzle out and can't pick up a first. And it's good, smart play down here by the defensive back to, rather than get beaten deep, you just eventually you get the ball back. So
that was a good stop. We talked about stops of the game. That's one we may talk about down the road. Depends on how the game plays out. That's Coach Howard on your screen. Now back comes young Ashton Chapman, the sophomore. First career start. He's going to break the pocket. He got collapsed. What a hit. On that left side for Dutch Fork, number 44 came in and laid the wood. Jaden Worth.
He's worth it to this team with a play like that. I'll tell you what, he just bum rushed the blocker in front of him. Worth had a big night last week, 3 sacks. He's a big youngster too, 6'3". That's a big sack there.
It was. Worth was the top sack man in the state of Georgia last year as a sophomore. He was the top in the sophomore class in the state of Georgia. Transferred up here. He actually drove the offensive lineman into the quarterback.
He sure did.
That's grown man stuff. There he is right there. He's a future college player, folks. Transferred up here from Georgia. And this time, Bobian with that forward lean gets it back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to still bring up 3rd down and about 10. Good positive gain, though. Interesting play call right here. They put the ball in the sophomore quarterback's hand. And you wonder when Christian Jackson and Carter Coleman are going to get a chance to make a play in that on a deep ball at some point, Joe. This could be it right here. The Dutch Fork fans are getting loud. They sense it on 3rd down. They sense a stop coming. Shuffling a lot of players in right now.
It's been a long time since we've gotten this deep into a ball game, and you don't see any points on the board for Dutch Fork.
Truly, 7 minutes left to play in the second quarter. Throwing it out wide. This is going to be a flanker screen. This might be McDonald. This kid has speed, but not the biggest kid in the world. He didn't. He should have cut it back a little bit more. Went to the sideline. But Chris McDonald has great speed. They try to get it out to him in space with some blocking in front, and it's going to be 4th down and.
Yeah, and I think you see Coach Howard over there telling him, why did you run it back into the defense? Maybe bounce that to the outside and keep running to the perimeter. You might outrun guys. And he just didn't get there. And it looked like the play was there. You see it. Coach a little frustrated there.
Yeah, but he's not happy. That was the play. They thought they had something there that time. That might have still been going. Great play call. High snap. High snap. Good stop by Dutch Fork getting off the field, though. And it's a big punt. Driving the receiver, driving the return man back to about the 10-yard line. That was a nice punt. I believe that was Johannes again. We'll step away, Joe. 7-0 Blazers over the Silver Foxes. Is it an upset in the making? We shall see. Stay with us.
Corrections is a team, a group of individuals working together to accomplish a shared goal, striving for correctional excellence to achieve a safer South Carolina, promoting security, demonstrating professionalism, serving with integrity. Corrections is unique. Security, medical, maintenance, food service, diverse positions that make us whole. Working to build something better together. This team is making a difference. Together, this team is making corrections.
Need better sleep tonight? Michaelis Mattress can get you on the bed of your dreams today. Michaelis Mattress has been helping people across the Midlands find the right bed for the right price for more than 35 years. We care about your quality of sleep, so you can trust us to put you on the best mattress for your specific needs. Get huge savings on popular brands like Sealy, Simmons, Serta, and Tempur-Pedic. Plus, get up to 60-month special financing. From something for the kiddos to something for your master suite, we have you covered with a huge selection. Michaelis Mattress. Buy it today. Sleep better tonight.
Back at it, folks. 6:06 left to play in the first half. It has been an exciting first half. 7-0 Ridgeview over Dutch Fork. Dutch Fork about to take over the ball now. Trying to answer that 7 on the board for Ridgeview. Stacey Huff and Joe Cashin up here in the booth and Claire Foley on the field. We want to give a special thanks to the South Carolina Army National Guard for recognizing our scholar athletes each week, folks. We'll introduce you to this week's nominees coming up at halftime, and just 6:06 left on the clock. We'll get to those scholar athletes here from Irmo, South Carolina on a beautiful night. You saw that moon on the other, coming back from the last break. It's a beautiful night for high school football. A lot of good games going on around the state. This was a highly anticipated matchup, Joe, for a lot of folks. And right now, Ridgeview probably surprising some folks, but Dutch Fork has a lot of football left to play and a super talented team. Jackson Knotts with 2 wides in the formation. New running back to his left right here. See if they keep it on the ground or go airborne.
Delay.
And that's going to be a
delay.
Out of a timeout, though.
That's tough, Stacy. That's
not going to make Tom Knotts a happy camper.
No, they have really not played clean football at all in this first half. I mean, tackling on defense has been suspect. You get that delay call. You had the special team snafu where you gets hit. Your ball runs up the back of one of your guys, and Ridgeview has the 4 to cash that in for the only score of the game. It's been kind of going to fits and starts. There's Tom Knotts right there. He cannot really be pleased with what he's seen in this first almost half of football.
Yeah, that locker room halftime speech is going to be something interesting. They have 6 minutes to change their fates, though, right now. They're going to keep it on the ground. Good burst. Right up the gut. Good solid gain. Gain of about 8 on that play. It was 1st and 15. Probably second. It looks like about 7. See where they spotted. Maybe 6.
I mean, fairly clean game penalty-wise so far for both teams. I hope I'm not doing the old announcers jinx here. Well, just 2 penalties for Dutch Fork and 3 for Ridgeview to this point.
They were critical, though. Those first 2 for both teams were drive killers. Second down, carry around the right side. That's where they've had much success. And cut back, good run. Good physical run that time. I believe that is the young man who's coming on strong, Kyle Henry, the running back, the junior. Part of a good stable of backs they have at Dutch Fork. That was a first down, MUSC first down.
That's a big run right here by Henry. He just takes the handoff, goes right, gets some good blocking. They seal the edge right there. Henry's able to get to the second level and more, and that gets him out of a hole and picks up a first down.
Junior running back, he also returns kicks. It's good burst, good speed. Good MUSC first down for Dutch Fork. They're on the move now, ball at the 27-yard line. Jackson Knotts looking, he was looking right, now over the middle, late over the middle, and almost caught. Boy, that was a dangerous pass. Number 8 for Ridgeview, Markeith Thomas Jr. Joe, that was dangerous.
Jackson Knotts is fortunate to get this back. He just goes, like you say, late over the middle, and Thomas lays out right there. That's a good athletic play.
2nd and 10. Having a good time in the stands here, Dutch Fork. It's a good crowd. Keep it on. Reverse this time. A fleet. They're double reverse and back to the quarterback. Wide open is Stone Furry. That's going to be a catch across the 10. And touchdown, Dutch Fork. They got him in the checkeration. Strike up. The Silver Fox fights on. What a play call. And it's going to be a penalty in the end zone, but that's an SCDC touchdown for the Silver Foxes. They're going to get our sportsmanlike penalty in the celebration, but what a play call, Joe.
72 yards, and what a time to run a gadget right there. You called it the old flea flicker, and Stone Furry, he was in a hurry, wide open. And Jackson Knotts found him for the score, and maybe that gets Dutch Fork off the schneid a little bit. You'll see it right here. You called it, Stacy. Just a little trickeration here. The handoff, the pitch back to Knotts, and he just plants and fires, and Furry is wide open.
Behind everybody.
Yep. And he's able to reel that in and outrace the defender to the end zone. And
he was so lonesome back there, he was writing letters home, Joe.
he really was.
Just by himself, just lonesome. Just where's everyone? I have no one to play with. And Furry dropped it in his arms. And they're going to, there was a flag in the end zone. I thought it was a celebration penalty. I think they're going to mark it off right here. They're going to mark it off for a little. Well, nothing's been marked up. There was a flag, right? Maybe they want it on the kickoff. I thought there was a flag.
I would take it on the kickoff.
Yeah, I would too. So in for the extra point, Dutch Fork now.
Look at Brad O'Leary.
Hands to the sky, and we are all sevens. There's Knotts on your screen right there, all sevens. Ridgeview, Dutch Fork tied. We'll step away, 4:59 left in the half.
You see it once again.
Right there, Joe, talk about it. You see, he had to wait for it a little bit.
Had to wait just a little bit, but I mean, he had gotten so far behind the defender, it really didn't matter a whole lot.
They had him absolutely fooled, Joe.
They just had to execute the play. And that's what they did, and that's an 89-yard drive for Dutch Fork, and they did it in just 4 plays, not even 2 minutes off the clock, barely a minute and a half.
Props to the offensive staff over there for Dutch Fork. That was a great play call at just the right time. Took advantage of a very aggressive defense. They flicked the fleas off that time. And wide open, Stone Furry, I mentioned earlier, he's the son of Gamecock wide receiver coach Will Furry. They came down from, he was at Gaffney his first year. Played a couple seasons at Chapin, and now transfers over to Dutch Fork for his senior season. Young man runs great routes, has really good speed, and the hands you saw right there. Time for a Will Luke Opportunity School kickoff. Dutch Fork has tied it all up. They'll be kicking off from the 25 because of that penalty.
That's exactly what I'd have done.
Coach Howard decided to penalize him on the kickoff and try to get better field position. Will Luke Opportunity School kickoff coming up right now. Dutch Fork in green, Ridgeview in white. Over 100 years helping students build a better future. Will Luke Gray Opportunity School. They're going to pooch kick it. It's going to be short. They got to get on this. And it's Christian Jackson, and he dropped the ball. This is what happens when you don't come up and catch that short kick. You cannot hesitate on the push kick. That might be Dutch Fork football. They think it is. No, it's not. They Ridgeview barely got on it.
Well, that is fortunate for the Blazers, but how well executed was that by Dutch Fork? They just put that ball into no man's land, and after 10 yards, that's a free football, and that's just rolling around out there. You'd never come up with the ball right there. Then they run into each other. Christian Jackson really didn't get a chance to handle the football, and now it's anybody's ball. But Dutch Fork, unfortunately for them, even though they executed that well, not able to come up with that. Fortunately, on the converse side, on the opposite side, Ridgeview, they're able to save their bacon right there, literally, not give Dutch Fork a short field.
So yes, that could have been a serious momentum change. Right now, momentum is in the balance. Ridgeview needs to get a couple first downs because Dutch Fork is coming downhill. 4:52 left in the half. Young Chapman at quarterback, the sophomore, looking over the middle. He's got to get rid of him. He's had the happy feet. He breaks containment. That defense is too strong and too fast, and you can't stay back there forever. Got to get out of that pocket. Good job up front by Dutch Fork. There'll be a loss on the play.
Boy, that That flea flicker has really changed the momentum in this game. I'll tell you what, right here, if you're Ashton Chapman, if you don't have the first read, get rid of it or get out of there. You're just not going to have the time back there to dance around, try to buy time against that Dutch Fork front.
He had to hold on to that ball to make sure they didn't rip that out of there, too. That's
Exactly.
93, Jaquan Henderson, 6'2", 215, D lineman. He's fast. He got in there in a blink of an eye. 2nd and 13. Obiena to the left of Chapman. He's going to run the right side, trying to use his speed. He gets upfield a little bit. He's going to get a little positive gain there. Get some of that yardage back. Some of that yardage back is going to bring up 3rd and probably about 9, Joe. Put the young quarterback in a pass situation again.
You really don't want to give the ball right back to Dutch Fork after they just hit you with that electrifying gadget play to tie the game. Here's we move towards the end of this first half. Love to pick up a first down and move those chains and kind of settle this thing down a little bit.
4:01 left in the half. The crowd getting louder beneath us here. We're on the Dutch Fork side, behind the press box. See if they go to the air here with the sophomore quarterback Chapman. He's going to look over the middle. He has a man caught for the first down. That's respecting their speed. They have cushion over there because they're respecting the speed. That looks like Jordan Mack. Number 16 might be on that catch right there, the senior.
How about that job that time right there by Ashton Chapman to scramble around and extend the play and give Jordan Mack, Jordan Mack comes back and gives him a target just past the chains, and that's a massive first down if you're Ridgeview.
That is huge. That is an MUSC first down and right on time to try to hold off the charging Dutch Fork Silver Foxes. Ball's at the 37-yard line. They're giving it to Bobian again. Nowhere to go. Green jerseys everywhere. They had a team meeting on Spencer Bobian right there. Who's coming? They had a team cookout. What you bringing? Everybody was there. Julian Walker, the Michigan commit, and had a whole bunch of his posse there with him. Number 8. That's a specimen, folks.
He really
8
is.
right there. You wonder how did he get out of the state though? He got no diss on anyone because both schools, major schools here recruiting
I'll tell you
well.
how he got out of the state.
Yeah, we know how he got out of the state. Looking left now to Chris McDonald. McDonald trying to use his speed. This time he gets outside, Joe. You see, this time after he got lectured, he went to the sideline.
He did exactly what we talked about earlier.
Yeah. He's
bounce that thing to the perimeter, make them come get you, get it to the outside, and he's able to pick up some yards. I'll tell you why he got out. What color does Dutch Fork wear? Green, right?
Right. You stayed away from there. You stayed away from the side. I tell you what, Coach got in his ear after that last time he cut back.
He did.
But they're getting McDonald involved. He has track speed, so a lot of speed on this offense for Ridgeview. 3rd and 5. Sidearm throw again. There was a little contact. They're not going to call that. Jordan Mack, he got there a little early, Joe.
I thought so too.
Got there a little early. That was. Oh, that's not Cole Martin. They changed jerseys. We should have alerted our truck. That's T.J. Gibson who changed jerseys after his first interception. That's still this freshman with a great cover play.
I thought he got there a little early. I think Dutch Fork a little fortunate right there. He's right in his hip pocket. Made the contact, I thought, early, but still, if you're a Ridgeview, you at least got a first down before you have to punt the football away. Now maybe you can flip the field if you're the Blazers.
Yeah, they got a really good kick last time from Johannes. Isaiah Johannes, and this time he kicks a low one. He wants to bounce on this one, and it checks up.
Oh, if you're Dutch Fork, get away from that.
Right, why would you run toward that football?
Get away from that ball.
They've already had a miscue on a punt already. If you're not, either you got to catch it or get gone.
Or get away.
There's no in between on a punt, man.
They're all around that football like it's, this week's Powerball ticket or something like that. They all wanted it, and then they jumped away from it. It's like, what?
Coach Howard over there trying to think of calling up trying to dial up some stuff here. The defense has played well. Dutch Fork trying to score now with 2:15 left in the half. And it's going to be Jackson Knox looking at the misdirection. He looked right, looked left. It was set up to be a bubble screen. Going to be a short game, but they tried to set it up as a misdirection and come back to the left side to Braden Johnson, one of the team captains, a senior running back.
He did have that set up as a screen. Had it well developed, too.
Yeah.
Just couldn't hit it for the big one.
And he kind of bobbled a little bit on the catch, too. But Ridgeview, again, speed to the ball. 2nd and 8. Clock's running. They're going to keep it on the ground right here. That right side has been good to him and just nowhere to go. Dancing and good tackle that time by number 1, Quincy Grant.
He did a good job to set the edge there, too.
Yeah.
Not let the running back get outside of him where he didn't have any help.
Yeah, Grant and Best, I mentioned, they're 2 best, most experienced defensive players. Coach Howard made a point to mention both of those guys who've been, part of their program for a minute and really have big years this year, as well as Kingston Lewis, who transferred from Spring Valley. Those guys.
Well, Dutch Fork does not seem like they're in any hurry here towards the end of the first half. Ridgeview still with all 3 timeouts, and they'll get the ball first coming out too. Will the Blazers?
That's interesting, isn't it? It really looks like 105. You're either going to go up top now. They may have another one of those 42-yard plays in the pocket. They've hit them with a couple of big pass plays, and there's going to be a timeout called by Ridgeview at 58.2.
They want to save a little bit of this time, save a little bit of this clock. Hopefully, get a stop on 3rd down if you're Ridgeview, and then get the ball back with maybe a little bit of time to work with.
So 58.2, under a minute. Let's go down to Claire on the sidelines. Claire, what's going on?
Guys, with 3 state championships, 8 total, 3 of those straight as a program, the Dutch Fork Silver Foxes have had a lot of kids who graduate to go on to succeed at the next level. That includes Clemson star wide receiver Antonio Williams. Well, Williams held a free camp over the summer. He told me that it was really important to him to come back home and give back to the town and school that gave him so much. Head coach Tom Knott says that Antonio is a great role model for these kids to look up to. And on top of the free camp that he offered, he also donated $10,000 back to the school. Guys.
Thank you very much, Claire. That was a great story. It's good to see those student athletes when they come back and show love to their program. Look at that. It smells like teen spirit. That's the band. The band plays on. The chicken dance.
That's it.
You can't beat the chicken dance.
I heard that many times in 21 years at Coastal.
That's right. You can't. Right. Of course you would have. That's right. That's one of y'all's things over there. Joe Casher, if you didn't know, folks, longtime radio play-by-play voice of the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. I said it right, didn't I, Joe?
You did. You did. I give you kudos for that.
There's a lot of people. I said it was some years where I had it wrong. I had to learn about it. And they're going to keep it on the ground. Very conservative play calling here by Dutch Fork. Is Richard going to call another timeout right here? Maybe they do.
He's a yard short.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it, though, because there's 3rd down coming up. Yeah, Richard's going to let it play out, too. I think both teams. This is interesting. That's mutual respect. Is that a sign of that, Joe? Mutual respect. Both teams just kind of saying 7-7. We'll go and come back out and play the second half and see who can win in 2 quarters.
That's kind of it's interesting. I mean, the game clock, they have to snap it or do something.
They're going to call a timeout.
The play clock is shorter than the game clock, so they're going to have to do something here, like call a timeout
right
and
here.
maybe punt it.
They're going to call a timeout. Yep, there it is. Coach Knott's just gestured right there with 5.6. That's Coach Howard is saying, okay, that's how we're going to play it. And Coach Knott's makes the move. They're going to pretty much end the half. It's all 7s, it looks like, once he comes out and punts this.
What an interesting first half, Stacy.
It has been.
Interesting. We were talking down by the production truck before we came upstairs to get ensconced up here high above the field about the possibility of this game being a close, hard-fought, tough game. And that's kind of how this has unfolded in this first half.
It really has been interesting, man. Like I said, you talk about Ridgeview coming in with their star quarterback, multi-year starter going out last year in a heartbreaking fashion. It actually could have demoralized that team last week. I mean, they lost to Northwestern, but 10th grader coming in, you wonder how he would handle Dutch Fork's vaunted defense. And thus far, he's held his own, and both defenses have really just kind of bend but not break.
Yep.
Giving up plays.
They've given up plays, but they've gotten sturdy when they've had to.
Yeah. So it's interesting to see how the second half is going to play. I'm going to be interested to have both quarterbacks. The quarterbacks might settle it. Whoever gets a hot hand. But I didn't see 7-7 at halftime. I didn't.
I didn't either. That wasn't on the bingo card as we got here today to discuss the possibilities of this one. But credit both defenses. I mean, Ridgeview's, they only got burned on that flea flicker.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they have been up to the task. And then, Dutch Fork has played good defense too.
Absolutely.
That was a special teams gaff.
Yeah.
That cost them 7.
Yeah. Other than just a couple of, I guess freaky type plays, we're not far from looking at a scoreless first half ball game.
Which no one
had on the bingo card
would have thought about.
No. So they're going to prevent the punt block And if I'm Richard right here, I'd go for the punt. Like, I mean, I would. What else you have
Why
to do?
not? I'd bring it. Yeah, I mean,
bring the house. And let the ball bounce in the half ends. But I'd send 11 people. He's going to rugby punt to make sure he kills the time, and nobody's back there. So this is how the first half is going to end. It is zeros on the scoreboard, folks, and we're going to step away. Ridgeview, number 9 in the state. Dutch Fork, number 1 in the state. We've settled absolutely nothing in 2 quarters of play. All 7s on the scoreboard. We'll stay with us. We have some stuff coming up for you at halftime, but before that, we got to tell you about Lexington Medical. Lexington Medical Center, Coach's Corner. They're the only local independent hospital in the Midlands, and they're here to care for you whenever you need them. They want you to be well from Lexington Medical Center. Let's go down to Claire Foley with Coach on the sideline. Claire. Take it away, Claire. All right, Claire.
Thanks, guys. Coach, coming into this game, you said you wanted to see the defense contest better on pass coverage. What have you liked so far about how they've done so? An interception, couple of deflections.
Yeah, they've done a little bit better than what they do. They're still, we still got to know what the down and distance is and be aware of where the first down marker is. But, it's kind of been a disjointed game with all the stops, and we're not doing very good offensively. So hopefully we'll pick it up and do a little bit better this half.
That big pass from Jackson to Stone, 71 yards. What more do you want to see from that duo in the second half?
Well, we need to see a little better pass protection, to give him some time, because we got a couple routes that are open. He just hadn't had the time, to get the ball off. He got sacked one time when he had a guy wide open. And so, we'll go back to the drawing board, and hopefully we'll protect a little bit better.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, Claire. Thank you, Coach Knotts. And we'll step away for halftime, folks. We have a lot of stuff coming at you. Stay with us on the FNR Game of the Week halftime from Irmo, South Carolina.
Light it.
But to win it all, that is the culture.
Well, this question is wheelhouse for me. I'm going to crush this.
Let's go.
So good.
Let's go, Coach.
The Triple Option Podcast, presented by Wendy's. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
What does MUSC Health mean to the Midlands? Here, you'll get innovative heart care. Here, you'll spend more time with a doctor. Here, you'll make real connections. Here, you'll benefit from groundbreaking research. Here, you'll have another chance at life. MUSC Health, changing what's possible here in the Midlands.
Is your child struggling in school? Do you know a child 16 to 19 years of age who has dropped out, lacks discipline, or is on a destructive path? Then give the Will Lou Gray Opportunity School a try. The military-style school provides an alternative education to young adults in need of a second chance by offering academic instruction by state-certified teachers and job-based training. Students live on campus during the 14-week program, which is virtually free. For more information, call us or visit willlougray.org.
Caminer Heating and Cooling was started by my grandparents 68 years ago with $100 in a truck. It was based on a simple idea: earn your customers' trust.
4 generations later, that still defines who we are. Show up on time, be honest, and do the job right. We call it 5-star comfort.
Give Caminer Heating and Cooling a chance to earn your trust. Call today or visit trustcaminer.com.
Put comfort in your home the Caminer way. Call Caminer right away.
This is the Stewart Law Office's halftime report. One moment can change your life. Stewart Law Offices has 25 years of protecting the rights of the injured. Visit stewartlawoffices.net today.
Welcome back to halftime. Here is now time for our educator spotlight, and we go down to the field with Claire Foley and Ridgeview High School Assistant Principal, Mr. Mackie Wilson. Claire.
While we're talking, you can look at me too.
I got you.
Thanks, guys. Here with Ridgeview High School Assistant Principal Mackie Wilson. Mackie, a lot of exciting things going on, but first and foremost, here on the football field, you guys lost your starting quarterback last week. Talk to me about how you guys are trying to rally around him.
So pretty much Trey Howard, our starting quarterback, a junior, he dislocated his foot last week against Northwestern in Rock Hill. So we're just dedicating the rest of this season to him. We're just trying to rally behind him. We have a sophomore quarterback, Ashton Chapman, who stepped into that role. So we're just trying to, come together as a team and, put the rest of it on the field and see what happens there.
It's a pattern of you guys rallying around each other. Cuts for Gabby, an annual charity that you guys do to remember one of your former students. Talk to us about that a little bit.
So we had the Cuts for Gabby fundraiser 2 weeks ago. We have a CAPE program. We have a barbershop in our school, and we pretty much donated the funds that we were able to raise for that program. At the end of the school year, we're going to give some scholarships away, sponsored by our PTSO. So we're just trying to do something great for the community, but also remember her legacy.
And you guys are continuing in raising money. You guys are Sonic Car Hops winners of the week, so this goes to you. Stacy and Joe, I'll send it back up to you.
Thank you, Claire. Congratulations, Assistant Principal Wilson and Ridgeview for winning that. And for our Scholar Athlete this week for Ridgeview High School, brought to you by South Carolina Army National Guard, it is Jordan Mack for Ridgeview. Jordan is a two-time state champion in basketball and also a state champion in track and field. At school, he has a 5.0 GPA and earned the Brilliant Blazer Award. And Jordan is also very active in the community, volunteering with toy drives, food drives, tutoring, and neighborhood lawn care. Next year, he plans to continue his athletic and academic journey at the collegiate level, where he plans to pursue a degree in engineering. And we wish him the very best. Congratulations, Jordan Mack, for what you're doing in the classroom and in your sports. You are South Carolina Army National Guard Scholar Athlete of the Week for Ridgeview High School this week. Good luck in all your future endeavors. Stay with us, folks. More halftime coming up.
Friday Night Rivals Trophies and Awards are brought to you by Northeast Trophies and Awards, supplying the Midlands trophies since 1976.
Matt Dowell here with Stephen Vicari with Stewart Law Offices. Stephen, your support of local schools and communities is so important. How do you hope that support and investment to these student athletes supports that?
Well, we think education is important, and we know that participating in sports helps the educational process. It helps folks become more accountable, better communicators, and more disciplined. And our hope is that we have that effect on the student athletes, but also that it has a ripple effect in others in the community, and that's something worth investing in.
Yeah, that investment is so very important. Well, thank you for sharing, Stephen. But guys, stick around. More football is on the way.
Friday Night Rivals Trophies and Awards are brought to you by Northeast Trophies and Awards, supplying the Midlands trophies since 1976.
This is the Stewart Law Office's halftime report. One moment can change your life. Stewart Law Offices has 25 years of protecting the rights of the injured. Visit StewartLawOffices.net today.
Welcome back to halftime, where we stand 7-7 Ridgeview and Dutch Fork. And now time for Educator Spotlight. This time we look at Dutch Fork High School and their assistant principal, Mrs. Lori Grant.
Thanks, guys. I'm here now with the assistant principal of Dutch Fork High School, Lori Grant. Lori, we know how the resume of the football team is at Dutch Fork. 3 straight state championships, 8 total, but also your STEM program is something to rave about.
It is. Every year we bring in about 100 new freshmen into our STEM program, and we have a rigorous academic set for them, and they continue to thrive into our AP program as well.
And right behind us going on right now is introductions into the Dutch Fork Hall of Fame. Tell us a little bit about that.
Every year we have a bunch of students that will nominate and some faculty that will nominate our Hall of Fame. And what will happen they will go through this process, and we celebrate them during our football game every year.
So exciting. Well, thank you so much for being here today. Thanks, guys. I'll send it back up to you.
Thank you, Claire. Thank your sister, Principal Grant from Dutch Fork High School. And for Dutch Fork, our Scholar Athlete of the Week, brought to you by South Carolina Army National Guard, is Wyatt Warner. Wyatt has been a member of 2 state championship teams at Dutch Fork. At school, he has a 5.059 GPA and is a member of the National Honor Society. In the community, Wyatt is active visiting local elementary schools, and he also he hasn't decided which he's headed to school next year, but plans to major in engineering. And he wished him the very best of luck wherever his plans may take him. Congratulations, Wyatt Warner. You are a Scholar Athlete of the Week, brought to you by South Carolina Army National Guard for your school, Dutch Fork High School. Good luck to you, sir. Stay with us. More halftime coming up. All sevens, number 9 versus number 1, Ridgeview, Dutch Fork. Coming right at you. Halftime action.
We pickled everything, Sam. The Big Deal Meal, Sonic Smasher, top of Grillo's pickles, pickled seasoned tots, pickle Rita slush, and a pickled foam. Sam, what have you done? Dude.
Is your child struggling in school? Do you know a child 16 to 19 years of age who has dropped out, lacks discipline, or is on a destructive path? Then give the Will Lou Gray Opportunity School a try. The military-style school provides an alternative education to young adults in need of a second chance by offering academic instruction by state-certified teachers and job-based training. Students live on campus during the 14-week program, which is virtually free. For more information, call us or visit willlougray.org.
Kamener Heating and Cooling was started by my grandparents 68 years ago with $100 in a truck. It was based on a simple idea: earn your customers' trust.
4 generations later, that still defines who we are. Show up on time, be honest, and do the job right. We call it 5-star comfort.
Give Kamener Heating and Cooling a chance to earn your trust. Call today or visit trustkamener.com.
Put comfort in your home the Kamener way. Call Kamener right away.
This is the Stewart Law Office's halftime report. One moment can change your life. Stewart Law Offices has 25 years of protecting the rights of the injured. Visit StewartLawOffices.net today.
Welcome back, folks. At halftime, we are at all sevens. There's a lot of numbers here. 2 sevens for the teams. Number 9 ranked Ridgeview tied up. Dutch Fork number 1 at halftime. Stacey Huff, Joe Cashin up in the booth. And how did we get to all sevens? Well, I'm glad you asked. We have a moving picture show to explain how we got there. Joe, take it away, sir. Roll it.
Yeah, a lot of interesting highlights here. You see Ridgeview back here. You see Ashton Chapman throwing the interception right there. Dutch Fork's able to get the pick. That doesn't lead to a score. Now, here's the biggest play for Ridgeview in that first half, the punt. But the Dutch Fork defender, they don't see the ball, bounces off the Dutch Fork guy, recovered by Ridgeview. You'll see it right there, right off that left shin, it looked like. And then he just handed to Spencer Bobian, and he does the rest from a yard out. 7-0 in the second quarter for Ridgeview. Now here comes a little chicanery by the Silver Foxes, the flea flicker. You got Stone Furry, 71 yards from Jackson Knotts with 4:59 left in the first half. Big play right there. Got Dutch Fork on the board to tie the game. Extra point made it 7-7. And Stacey, that's about all we got. A lot of defense.
Quite a half. We're looking forward to the second half. There's going to be more big plays like that. Let's take a look at national big plays around the nation on the FNR Games of the Week.
Thursday night lights and Friday night rivals highlights from across the country.
And here comes Khalil Taylor. Welcome to the Rams, Mr. Khalil. He can fly. There goes Khalil Taylor without his team. Here goes Khalil. Across midfield. The kicker to beat. Khalil Taylor. Welcome to Pine Richland, young man. Anything you can do, I can do better. DZ.
Trying to find somebody. Good coverage there. Here comes Agent Zero with a big hit. Wow. Justin Hartley came in and laid down the leather old school style.
Facing some pressure. Lawrence with the catch and the moves. Gets past midfield and more. Another move. 40, 30, 20, 10, touchdown Yellow Jackets.
Starting the fourth quarter, Bradley going long, trying for a home run hit, and does he make the catch? Yes, he does. Great catch by Keita Rego into the red zone, and that's how you ignite a crowd to start the fourth quarter.
From 59 yards, hold is good, kicks on the way, and he drilled it. With room to spare, Tommy Vaccaro extends the Brentwood.
Friday Night Rivals Trophies and Awards are brought to you by Northeast Trophies and Awards, supplying the Midlands trophies since 1976.
Matt Dowell here with Stephen Vaccari with Stewart Law Offices. Stephen, how did the partnership with Sonic Friday Night Rivals come about, and why is it so important for you guys to invest in your local community?
Well, we're committed to the community that we live in, work in, and where our kids go to school. And without sounding cliche, investing in this kind of helps us give back a little bit. We think it's important for everyone to come together around sports, particularly high school football, because it brings out the best in everyone.
It certainly does, Stephen. Well, stay tuned, guys, because we got more football on the way.
What does MUSC Health mean to the Midlands? Here, you'll get innovative heart care. Here, you'll spend more time with a doctor. Here, you'll make real connections. Here, you'll benefit from groundbreaking research. Here, you'll have another chance at life. MUSC Health, changing what's possible here in the Midlands.
Friday Night Rivals Trophies and Awards are brought to you by Northeast Trophies and Awards, supplying the Midlands trophies since 1976.
Welcome back, folks. We're about to start the second half. 7-7 Blazers, Dutch Fork, number 9 versus number 1, all tied up. And now for our Lexington Medical Center Coach's Corner, let's go down to the field with Coach Claire Foley and Coach Derek Howard.
Unlock discounts, exclusive offers, and...
Thanks, guys. Coach, you told us coming into this they had a lot of confidence in your defense. They've come up with some pretty big stops here tonight. What have you liked that you've seen from them so far?
Just their intensity and their passion, man. They're playing hard. They really want this game.
And you said that Ashton, you wanted him to get rid of the ball pretty fast, and he's done so but maintained his composure. What have you liked from him?
He's got to get rid of the ball. I want to keep him safe.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
Coach Howard smiling. He's pretty pleased with his effort. I know he's part of that defense. Coach Claire Foley, thank you for your work down on the sideline right there. And let's take a look at some of our stats. Stacey Huff, Joe Cashin up here in the booth. Talk about it, Joe.
Total yards, Ridgeview leads 184 to 128, but you get 71 of those for Dutch Fork on that long flea flicker touchdown that they had. Pretty close everywhere else. Passing yards about even. The 2 turnovers for Dutch Fork to 1 for Ridgeview. And again, we talked about the penalties in the first half. Really, for an early season game, not a lot for either team. So, you know, the stats kind of reflect what the scoreboard says. An even game, 7-all.
Look at those rushing numbers right there. I think the team that runs the ball is going to establish that because both quarterbacks are new in their starting roles. 3 games in for Jackson Nutt, so 2 games in, and first game starting for young Ashton Chapman. So we'll see who can establish the running game and maybe take control of the field position in this second half. But it was a great first half if you like defensive football. Glad to have you with us, folks. It's the Sonic FNR Game of the Week. Week 3 here in the state of South Carolina, number 9 versus number 1. Ridgeview was number 2 until they lost to Northwestern last week after losing to Trey Howard in the first quarter. Still lost that game by a touchdown. Dutch Fork handled Spartanburg, and that's how we got number 1 versus number 9. But a lot of eyes on the state are on this game, Joe.
They really are. We talked about it. You mentioned it in the opening, and I talked about it as well. A top 10 5A matchup. 2 teams that maybe can see each other later on down the line,
Yes.
Stacey, right?
Yes.
And so it's really lived up to that top 10 billing, the top 10 matchup. I mean, now this is a series that Dutch Fork has owned lately. They won big last year en route to their 9th state title and 3rd in a row. But so far tonight, Ridgeview has come to play.
Coach Knott's got a bandage on that left hand right there. I'll get him out of the locker room. Coach Knott's on the sideline, and Will Lukery Opportunity School kickoff going right to left on your screen. Ridgeview in white with the silver helmets, purple trim. Receiving the ball first. Will Lukery Opportunity School, 100 years helping students build a better future. Fielded inside the 5-yard line. Is going to be run back. This is Christian Jackson. They did a good job getting a hand on him. He kicks out of that, and Christian Jackson gets to the side. Folks, we got a track meet. This is a state track champion. It's got one man to beat him, and it may be a flag down. Christian Jackson is going to get in the end zone, but there's a flag down. I think he may know it.
Wow.
It's flagged down at the 26-yard line, and Coach Howard is not happy.
Wow.
He's celebrating, but it's going to come back.
I mean, what an electrifying play by Jackson Stacy. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to hold up.
No.
But you saw athleticism and then some.
That's the kid that South Carolina, North Carolina, Michigan State, Florida, Miami, everybody in the ACC and SEC has reached out to this young man. He has 25 to 30 high-level offers, and that's why he's only a junior, folks. 6'1", 185, and he can fly. State track champion at Ridgeview.
Well, we saw him in the Camden game last year,
Yes,
right? I mean,
yes.
he really stepped up, and they had another player that got hurt. He stepped up, and he had a big game. It's like, this guy can play.
Jordan Gidron, the young man, got hurt, was out of that game. Who's that? They waving it off. That is a touchdown. Ridgeview, that's going to stand. Coach Howard knows. I wanted to see the replay. That was no hold on that. That was a touchdown. Ridgeview, now they can get the celebration on. Strike up the Ridgeview Blazer fight song. The band's not here, but you can hum it if you're a Ridgeview Blazer alum, and I know some of them are watching, just like Dutch Fork has some folks out there I know are tuning in. Thank y'all for watching. That's an SCDC touchdown by Ridgeview. What a start to the half.
Let's see where he takes this ball. It looks like he takes it at about the 4-yard line. Call this 96 yards. You thought he was going to get stopped right there. Makes that guy miss. Then another missed tackle. Then he pops it to the outside left. There comes the flag, which eventually got waved off. He goes 96 to the house. You talked about the track speed of Christian Jackson. A missed tackle there at the end. 96 yards unofficially. Here's the PAT.
Johannes in, hands to the sky. Blazers 14-7 in electrifying style. We'll stay right here. That's Christian Jackson getting some water. You got to water that man up right there. You got to water that horse. That Blazer stallion just went. They listed at 6 foot 175. That one might have been last. Look, you got to see him. This is a good sized kid. But what speed and adroitness, Joe.
Adroitness.
How you like that on that sideline over there?
And that's another special teams touchdown for Ridgeview. They got the recover. They got the recovery in the second quarter when the Dutch Fork player didn't know where the ball was and hit him. They recover at the 4, convert that. Watch it right here. We're going to say about the 3-yard line, actually. I would give him about 97. I'll give him that extra yard. He takes it, and again, watch these guys miss tackles. We talked about missed tackles being a problem in the first half. And then once those guys miss, it's all over. They're not going to catch it.
Striding that out. And right there, somebody had an angle. He said, I'll run past your angle, and your arm tackle did not deter me.
Look at that. I mean, that's strength, too. That's lower body strength just to ward off guys.
Coach Knott's like, not a happy dude right now. That's an SCDC touchdown. The South Carolina Department of Corrections are hiring statewide, folks. They want you to discover a rewarding career. Join SCDC.com. Joe Cashin knows a little bit about that.
I work there. It's a great place to work. And we're looking for good people in our institutions, 21 of them across the state.
That's
SCDC looking to hire good people, so please reach out. Love to have you.
Love that. Will Lukery Opportunity School kickoff. Left to right, Blazers in white, kicking off to the green-clad Silver Foxes. Kicks are going to go out of, well, did it go out of, did it cross the pylon out? They're going to call it out of bounds, went the other side of the pylon, so it's going to be a penalty. We placed that, I believe, at the 35?
Yes.
Yard line.
That was close to getting inside the pylon, but it went outside the pylon, and so that's an out-of-bounds kickoff.
I tell you what, you saw Coach Howard smiling coming out of the locker room. He felt good about his defense. I don't know if he didn't know a 97-yarder was going to happen, but when you got Christian Jackson, anything can happen. That's Coach Howard on your screen. He's a Ridgeview alum, played for Coach Kirk Burnett at quarterback. 2-year starter, went to back-to-back, went to state semifinals and lost to, let's tie this together, lost to Fairfield Central when they had that powerhouse in the 90s. And on that Fairfield team he lost to was Mark Coleman, And Mark Coleman's son is Carter Coleman, the wide receiver for Ridgeview. He's coaching the son of his opponent back in those clashes for the upper state championships back in the day. Carter Coleman, number 11. But Mark Coleman could really play. He was a really talented kid.
Yes.
On those teams back in. He's a good guy. I've known him for a while now, but he's a talented guy. That team's, you know who else is on those teams? We talked about it last week. The coach at Ridgeview. I mean, at Wasey Flora.
Ken Floyd.
Ken Floyd was on those teams as well. Dutch Fork trying to answer and nothing happening. 1 yard gain, and guess who's there again? Devon Toney. Also, the other man you talked about a good bit, Madison. Dutch Fork needs some answers right now, man. Devon Toney, the great collegiate transfer. Lives in the Ridgeview area, but was going to great collegiate and came on back to the northeast side of town for his junior year.
Well, if you're Dutch Fork, you're not in panic mode yet. I mean, you're down 7 once again. You're in that spot in the first half. Just do what you do. Try to establish the run.
Jackson looking right. He has someone over there, but 2 defenders as well. Good catch. That's a good catch with under pressure without worrying about the hit. But look at that. Look how fired up they are, the defense. Quincy Grant. It's going to be 3rd and long, Joe.
Now it's a big play time. You see the little short pass out to the right. We talked about the speed of both of these teams being able to go sideline to sideline. It's not going to get a whole lot doing that either way. That Ridgeview defense has really played well tonight. Save for one play in this game, they have really been up to the task all night.
They really have, and this is going to be one of those passing downs now. Trickeration has been the thing. Let's see if they go a little misdirection this time and maybe move the pocket, because they've done well fooling the aggressive Ridgeview defense a couple times. See if they do it again this time with 11 minutes left to play in the 3rd quarter. It's going to be a timeout call. Looks like Dutch Fork wants to talk about it, Joe. Timeout, Tom Nuts.
Maybe an early turning point in this 3rd quarter.
Well, let's step away, folks. 11:01 left to play. 14-7 Ridgeview with a touchdown lead over the number 1 ranked Dutch Fork Silver Foxes. Come on back.
At Atkins Law, we believe who you hire matters, but don't take our word for it. Hear it from our clients.
From the front desk to the paralegals answering my questions to DeWanna having my back, I couldn't ask for a better team of professionals.
From my first phone call to meeting Joe in person, I knew I was going to be in good hands.
Holly has a great practice, and her various experiences brings tons of knowledge to each of her clients.
Remember, who you hire matters.
Welcome back in, folks. 14-7 is your score. Stacey Huff, Joe Cash, and Claire Foley here on the call. Glad to have you with us here on our FNR High School Football Game of the Week. This has been a good one. And, of course, I'm going to tell you about our good friends, Atkins Law Firm. Coming up in the 4th quarter, we'll announce our Atkins Law Firm Player of the Game. And if you're looking for a workers' comp attorney, remember, who you hire matters. And our personal note here, I know for a fact they do really, really good work, folks. Atkins Law Firm. Who you hire matters. And that's Coach Howard chopping it up with his fellas over there.
It's a big play here, Stacy. I mean, if you're Ridgeview, you can get Dutch Fork off the field 3 downs and out after you just hit them with that lightning bolt kickoff return to start the 2nd half. Get the ball back with the lead. You can go to work.
Good play, interesting play call here. I was wondering when they go misdirection. Let's see, Ridgeview backing everybody out. They're going to play coverage right here, Joe, looks like. Yeah, they're going to sit back and play pass coverage, and that's a nice play call. They got a man in the center, in the middle of that zone. That's a great play call. Good throw, good catch. And the ball came out late, but that's not a fumble. The ball was down. That's a 1st down, Dutch Fork. Great play. We got to play her down a little bit. Let's see if he's, get him up there. That's Sheldon Shine holding his right shoulder. That's a Kaminer Heating and Cooling 1st down, keeping you comfortable in your home since 1956.
Well, that's a big play. He just came unaccounted for, Stacy. I mean, you called it. They dropped back. They rushed 4, dropped 7 into coverage, and here comes Shine. He just comes out of the backfield out to the left and has to kind of bobble it a little bit. Then he's able to corral it clearly on the ground when the ball comes out. But that's a big 1st down if you're Dutch Fork right here.
Yeah, I tell you what, they caught him in it again. That's one of several times they caught him in the wrong defense at the wrong time, or the right defense. A great play call by Dutch Fork. Empty backfield, man in motion at the snap. Knotts threw it in traffic, and that's a good arm. He zinged it in, and that's another first down. Threw a strike to the 33-yard line, and Dutch Fork is on the move. Got Will Furry there. That is a Cameron Heating and Cooling first down for Dutch Fork. That is a great. He might have dropped it down a little bit, but he slung it in there in a tight spot, Joe.
Well, Stone Furry, he was rock solid on that catch right there.
Okay, now. Okay, Joe.
Have a little fun with little Stone Furry here tonight. Makes a big first down catch, and that third down conversion has seemingly ignited Dutch Fork.
You're out punting me right now, okay. 10:22 on the rolling third quarter clock. One man to the right. Henry back in the game. He had Henry out to the flat, and now he's going to be flushed out of the pocket. Jackson Knotts pushed out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage or got a half a yard there, but not a lot.
Maybe. I think he had an open receiver that time, too, and just didn't see it, and then scrambled out of there and picked up a yard.
Madison stretching his legs out there. He may be getting a little crampish right there. This is
a hot night,
yeah,
Stacey.
this is the type of night you might see that, Joe. You're right. We hadn't seen a lot. First two games, we were lucky. It was kind of overcast our first two games this season. It's a little humid tonight. Long distance now for Jackson Knotts. 3 men in the formation. He's going to look over the middle. Has a man right there in the wide open. Just throwing catch. Touchdown, striker. The Silver Fox fights on. That is number 11 on the catch, Braden Johnson. Great play call. They called him sleep. Strike up that Silver Fox fights on, and we're close to having a top ball game with a play call with a catch.
That has to be a busted coverage by Ridgeview because he was so wide open coming out here to the right. You're going to see it. Here's Knotts back in the pocket. And you know, there's no Ridgeview defender anywhere over there. And that's so easy for Braden Johnson. All he's got to do is make sure he catches it. And he's into the end zone. And like you say, extra point away.
Yeah, that's just a back-breaking busted coverage right there. Great play call. They've done a great job catching them asleep at the wheel a couple times on that defense. Hands to the sky. We have 14s everywhere. Dutch Fork answers. So took 2 quarters to get 7 points apiece, and it took about a couple of minutes to get both teams touchdowns in this third quarter. Talk about this throw again.
See it from the end zone camera. You see how there's just no defender out here. I'm not sure who's supposed to roll over there and pick up the receiver there. I'm not sure if that's a safety. I'm not sure who was supposed to be over there to pick him up, but there was nobody there. That's almost too easy.
It was just an easy pitch and catch that time. And again, the play calling is superb, and it helps when people are not where they're supposed to be. Jackson Knotts has been able to execute a couple of nice long throws for scores. And that's one of the captains of the team, senior running back. They list him as a running back, Braden Johnson. They seem to have him split out wide in the slot quite a bit.
And you go back to the key play of that drive, Stacy. 3rd down and long. They hit him with a 19-yard pass play over the middle to extend the drive. Ridgeview had a chance to get him off the field. Couldn't do it there. And then after that gain, it only took 3 plays to score.
When you're trying to pull an upset on the road, you've got to be able to get off the field at a certain time. They got now early in the second quarter, they got a 4th down stop that was huge. But these 3rd downs, tell you what, the play calling has been wonderful for Dutch Fork, and they've had the right play call to move those sticks. And that time for a touchdown. We'll look at Opportunity School. The green-clad Silver Foxes of Dutch Fork kicking off right to left on your TV screen, folks. Ridgeview looking to answer the answer. They scored out the kickoff, and Dutch Fork takes it right back to tie it up. This may be a touchback. Christian Jackson he didn't want to go to the end zone. They're going to let him, he's going to bring it out, but yeah, that would have been better off going in the end zone that time. I think I don't know if he got back to the 20. But you play like that, you want to give him a chance, though.
Considering what he had done on his previous return, absolutely. They're going to spot it at the 19. So now it's Ridgeview's time to answer. Can they muster up some offense?
Again, it's always the punch, the counter punch, and then now we got to fight. So let's see what the second half is like. It's going to be a lot more wide open. So we sometimes talk about defensive adjustments, like offense is adjusted for Dutch Fork. Let's see if Ridgeview has some wrinkles on offense. The kickoff return was huge for them. First time they've touched it offensively this half. Chapman looks left. That bubble screen again, it was just low. It was just a low throw. You got to get that out of there. You got to get Christian Jackson a chance to catch the ball standing up.
Yeah, that's a long way to throw that ball over there.
You got to get it out your hands.
Yeah.
But he's warmed up now. They're trying to get him in space, man. He's a guy that can kind of steal a game for you. Look at this right. He just
kind of a long handoff kind of play right here,
but came out too low.
I'm not so sure. I thought his knee wasn't down, but he didn't come up with the ball anyway.
Yeah, it worked. It might, like I said before, it might have worked out. They got to get it out quick because the Dutch Fork is too fast for that ball to be in there that long. I keep wondering if they're going to try that bubble screen. I know they have it in the playbook. He's going to look. This might be it right here. Similar play. Trying to get him to the outside. Oh, just running past people. What a show of strength. Christian Jackson's a grown man, Joe.
No question about it. We talk about his lower body strength. I mean, no wonder he's got that, all-world track speed. But, I mean, he just bounces off. Guys just bounce off of him. They try to tackle. They just bounce.
He's hard to bring down, but that's the Canada Heating and Cooling first down for Ridgeview. They're trying to get it rolling now. They're keeping you comfortable in your home since 1956. Canada. Ball's right at the 35-yard line. See if they go to Bobby in here. 3 wides in the formation. And they do. Bobby on the left side had a little crease, and he got about 4, and they're going to give him 5 on that. He's 2nd down and 5, Joe.
Bobian's a hard runner. The Ridgeview offensive line has done a pretty good job tonight.
Check that. It's going to be 6. It's going to be 2nd down and 4. They spot that ball at the 41-yard line. He drove those legs, man. He really did a good job for a little guy. He's only about 170. Runs hard. But the offensive line, as you mentioned, they're keeping him clean until he gets to make at least 1 cut and get going. So 2nd and 4 is a play caller's, good for a play caller. You can keep it on the ground or throw it now with the sophomore quarterback, Ashton Chapman. He's played well. Got to get rid of it quick here. And there it is, wide open down the sideline. Carter Coleman, they're going to call it incomplete. If he could have kept it inside, Coleman would still be running over the I-20, over the 26. That was a beautiful play call. Again, offensive minds have done well. I'd like to see it again, Joe.
That's a great play call. Just couldn't keep the ball in the field of play. You see it right here. This is just a fade down the far left sideline. See the camera work here. They always do such a great job.
They do.
Let's see where the catch is made. And he is, I think he's on the.
Yes.
I think he's out of bounds when he makes that catch. That's a good shot over there. Good call by the official. But that was a good plan by Ridgeview. Just couldn't keep it in bounds.
I was about to say Coleman has been quiet. They'll use here in Jackson. Somebody was moving on that line. I don't know if it was offense or defense. I didn't see a flag though. And look at this run. Look at this run. This Bobian again. He is good in the hole, Joe. He made some good moves in traffic that time. That's going to be another Ridgeview first down, this time on the ground. Canada Heating and Cooling first down again by Ridgeview.
Spencer Bobian with a touchdown for Ridgeview in the first half, and he's shifty out there. I mean, he's going one way, the defenders are going another. High snap, great job just to field the snap. Watch him go whoop. Watch another cutback. I mean, he just cuts back on a dime.
Yeah, he's really got shifted. He's quick, man. The ball's at the 43-yard line. Ridgeview's on the move. Throw it out right this time. Chris McDonald. He got walloped, and that's going to be a penalty. It's going to be interesting what this call is right here. There was some blocking downfield, but I don't know if there was holding or if there's going to be something with the hit. There's a gain of about 5 on the play for Ridgeview. It is going to be a hold. Downfield blocking is key.
Now, if it comes in from the spot of the foul, this will be first and
that's
maybe 14, 13, 14, something like that.
Yes. I tell you what, they got Dutch Fork's defense on roller skates a little bit right now. The penalty hurts them, but I'm intrigued by what the two timeouts right up over. I'm intrigued by. I'm intrigued by what both offensive staffs have really cooked up here coming out of the gate. Really interesting play calling.
First and 15.
First and 15. Ball's at the 49-yard line. Chapman's look. He has a man right there in the seam. It's Christian Jackson. What a catch! That's a P4 catch, Joe.
He's a P4 player.
He's a P4 player. I mean, seriously, that's awesome. He wants to come out. He landed. He's waving himself out of the game. He's shaking up on that play. He's tapped out of that game right there. What a throw. What a catch. Another first down for Ridgeview. This young sophomore to the junior right here. Look at this throw and catch.
25-yard pickup. He just stretches out right here. Hopefully he's not hurt too bad. Hopefully just a little wind knocked out of him as he makes the catch. What hands right there. Goes up high to get the ball. And a great throw there by Chapman to put it right on him. And here comes the Blazers. They are in business.
Yeah, ball's inside the 25-yard line. They're moving it. Chapman wide open. Got a one-man to beat. That's going to be a touchdown, Ridgeview. Carter Coleman, number 11, came back to Ridgeview to finish his career where he started. Strike up the Ridgeview Blazer fight song. Ashton Chapman to Carter Coleman for the Blazer touchdown. And they are clicking on offense.
Just a hole shot to the left side over there. He tried to squeeze one in between the corner and the safety, and he does it. Look at that. Whoop, right over there. Catch is made, and just walking into the end zone is Carter Coleman.
I'm surprised Coleman didn't get a taunting penalty for going in backwards. He's close. That was close there.
Could have potentially happened there, but you know.
Johannes in for the extra point, number 34. Isaiah Johannes, the senior, big leg, and his hands to the sky. Ridgeview 21, Dutch Fork 14, 7:28 to play in the third. We're going to step away, folks. We have a good one cooking here in Irmo, South Cac. Number 9 versus number 1, going at it on the FNR Game of the Week.
Is your child struggling in school? Do you know a child 16 to 19 years of age who has dropped out, lacks discipline, or is on a destructive path? Then give the Will Lou Gray Opportunity School a try. The military-style school provides an alternative education to young adults in need of a second chance by offering academic instruction by state-certified teachers and job-based training. Students live on campus during the 14-week program, which is virtually free. For more information, call us or visit willlougray.org.
What does MUSC Health mean to the Midlands? Here, you'll get innovative heart care. Here, you'll spend more time with a doctor. Here, you'll make real connections. Here, you'll benefit from groundbreaking research. Here, you'll have another chance at life. MUSC Health, changing what's possible here in the Midlands.
Welcome back, folks. Stacey Huff, Joe Cash, and Claire Foley here on the call with you. Ridgeview up 21-14 after the Ashton Chapman and Carter Coleman throw and catch. 7-point lead on the FNR Game of the Week, folks. This is a good game cooking right here. And we got to tell you, of course, about during the fourth quarter of tonight's game, they're highlighting the school bus stop of the game. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. School bus stop of the game coming up soon. In the third quarter, folks, we have 7:28. A lot has happened in a short time in the third quarter.
Tell you what, Stacy, we kind of went through a first half, the first 24 minutes. I mean, not really a lot of scoring out there. The defense has kind of won the day, but well, I tell you what, we've seen a lot of fireworks here in the first half of the third quarter.
We really have. Will Lou Gray Opportunity School kickoff coming up, but it's been really electrifying here. Big play after big play. Will Lou Gray, 100 years, folks. They've been helping students build a better future. Kickoff, Ridgeview left to right. On the screen, Ridgeview in white. Dutch Fork Silver Foxes green with the silver trim. Kick is in the air, and we'll see how Dutch Fork responds. Fielded inside the 5-yard line. I believe that is Shine. Dancing across the 20. Hit by a slew of white jerseys at the 25-yard line. Good to see him at a game. He left the game holding the shoulder a little bit the last drive, and good to see him returning that kick. Young Sheldon Shine.
So now, what is Dutch Fork's response,
Right.
Stacy?
This is the drama.
The response or the response to the response?
I'm loving it. You keep going blow for blow. This is what's known as a heavyweight battle. That's number 8 on your screen. He's been pretty active in this ball game for Ridgeview. Marquis Thomas Jr. We've had Madison playing well. We've had a couple of guys playing well for Ridgeview defense. Tony, let's see if Dutch Fork can figure it out and get another drive going and tie this thing up again. Keep it on the ground. Bouncing outside. This is Henry, I believe. This is a nice run, showing the speed. That's a great run. Kyle Henry. And he is fired up. Kyle Henry has some jets now. Young man can get around that end. And I tell you what, good job up front by Dutch Fork. That's a Cameron Heating and Cooling first down.
Dutch Fork's offensive line does a really good job of sealing off the edges. You'll see it right here, and creates that space on the perimeter. They just block down right there and get that space. And they're able to pick up 23 yards on first down. Try it again here.
Back at it. Tell you what, Kyle Henry gets a little bit out of what didn't look like much. He ended up getting about 5 yards on that carry. Wasn't a lot of room. He's a little guy, but he's really quick. So bring Shine back in. They're gonna go empty. They're going empty in this formation right here. It's gonna be 2nd down and 5. Empty formation. Now Knox will run it every now and then, but he's had a good job throwing the ball deep in this ball game early thus far. He's gonna run it. That was set up for the run right there, and that's room on the right side. Good job. That is another first down for Dutch Fork. They're blowing over Ridgeview's defensive line right there. Great job up front. Cameron Heating and Cooling first down.
It's kind of like a quarterback power running to the right, had the tight end going in motion left. Kind of influenced that a little bit, and that was run all the way for Jackson Knott.
Yeah, Tom Knott said, let's not fool around with people right now. We're just going to try to run it up through your nose now because, you're not going to out-physical us. So maybe a lot of between the tackles here in this drive. Let's see. First down from the 36-yard line. And this time, as soon as I say that, he goes up top, and they're going to get a hold right there, I believe, unless he got a hand on that face mask. The defender went by Jackson Knott's face. If it's not a face mask to the quarterback, it's going to be a hold on that right tackle.
I would agree with that assessment.
Thank you, Joe. I like when smart people agree with me. It makes me feel good. It is a hold on the right side of the line. That's, again, that could be a backbreaker.
Jackson Knotts is saying somebody grabbed my face mask, too, but I
believe it's also Tom Knott's son there with that towel right there. I believe that might be his other son. I do believe. Tom Knox came over with a bandaged hand there at the halftime. It's a physical game. I got run into
for the coaches.
Yeah.
Well, this is not what it's not what you're looking for if you're Tom Knox playing behind the chains. You got a good drive going.
And you don't want to get a good team that has good penetration on the lines, a chance to know that you're going to pass the ball. I feel like you're going to pass. Again, they've had some good plays with trickeration. They're going to throw it. Look them deep over the middle right here, wide open. That was a great throw. That's a great throw by Jackson Knox. He threw it over the linebackers in front of the safety. And we have a Ridgeview player down, but that's a great connection. On the reception, number 10, Chase Betts, a senior. That's just a great throw by Knox.
Absolutely. You described it perfectly. Knox, Coach Knotts at halftime talked about Jackson Knotts getting time to throw, but he's getting time to throw now in this second half. You see the good, clean pocket. He just steps up, delivers the ball down the field, down the seam. That's just a good catch by Chase Betts. And back come the Silver Foxes. Here we go.
That's not only that a Cameron Heating and Cooling first down. They're in the thing we like to call the Jim Hudson Red Zone. Experience it once and you'll never forget. Jim Hudson Automotive. 21-14, Dutch Fork trying to tie it up with 5:44 left to play. This has been a real good ball game, and we believe more drama lies ahead. Got to tend to an injured Blazer. We won't speculate. We can't see the jersey number. We hope the young man's up soon. They're going to get him up right now. That's what you want to see, is get him up to his feet. That's always a good sign. That is 25. That is Kingston Lucas, I do believe.
It is.
My good friend Aaron Lucas' son transferred over from Spring Valley, a junior. Real good athlete.
Good to see him walking off under his own power. Hopefully that's just
he collided with his own teammate.
Yeah.
Take a look at the other. You'll see him collide right here with number 7. Watch 25 and 7. Well, that's a Ridgeview touch. That's the last Ridgeview touchdown. But Kingston Lucas collided with defensive back at the end of that last play. That's just a great throw by Jackson Knox. I can't say it enough. He had to place that ball, Joe.
When you give your quarterback time to throw,
yes,
you can find some people down the field and make better throws. And Coach Knotts talked about that with Claire at the break, and I think they're doing a better job in the second half.
Empty set again. They've had success with the empty backfield. Let Knotts just throw it. Shine on the left side over there. Upended, but good gain down to about the 6-yard line. He gets up limping. That's going to be right at the marker. Let's see if they call that a first down. Let's look ahead to make the right at the 5, so maybe a yard short. And that's
Kyle
Henry.
Yeah.
He got up limping. He got upended. Kyle Henry's on the catch right there. 1 yard to go. Knox is going to run this. He gets it. That's going to be a first down inside the 5. Dutch Fork and Ridgeview on roller skates right now.
Boy, this thing is going, who has the ball last?
Absolutely.
may well decide the winner of this football game. What a good one we've seen here as Dutch Fork is poised to try to tie this game.
This has been a really well-played game. Both sides of the ball at times have looked dominant. Both defenses look dominant. Then both offenses are really clicking. So we'll see if Dutch Fork can punch it in from, let's call it the 3-yard line. Man in motion. Gonna keep it on the ground. Nowhere. That's Madison. That young man has had a game. Drew Madison, the senior. Joe, he's been in that backfield too many times for Dutch Fork's liking.
Almost like he knew what play was coming, and he was in the offensive huddle because he just blew up the blocker in front of him, got in there for the tackle for loss. They'll lose about 4 on that one.
Well, listen, I don't claim to be a X and O guru, but I would tell Dutch Fork, you might want to block 42. Just put somebody on him. And 24. Both 24 was there too.
Not even sure anybody. That might have been a blown assignment right there. Somebody should have put a hat on him, but they sure didn't, and that was big play there on 1st and goal.
If he doesn't get him, Tony gets him. I think he like nobody blocked 24 Tony either. 2nd and 7. See if they throw it here. Quick hitter, and right there on the spot, it's going to be a loss on the play. That's a great job by number 1 Quincy Grant. One of the experienced DBs they have in this lineup.
Grant read that all the way. Got there just as soon as the ball did. Unable to make a play on it, but he makes the sure tackle and the sure stop. No gain. And
that would have been a dangerous throw, Joe. If he gets that 1 step earlier, it's another whole story. Yeah. He had diagnosed. This is big. 3rd and 8. And I think Dutch Fork goes for it either way. I think this is 2 downs no matter what happens this play.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't think they kick a field goal right there. I don't believe they do. I don't believe they do.
Yeah, you still got a quarter and change left to play. This quarter.
This whole drive has been about attitude, I think. And we'll see. It may not matter. Let's see. They can score here, but 3rd and 8. Jackson Knox has got to make a play for his team right here. He's going to look over the middle. Thought about running. He's bottled up back there. He's trying to buy some time, and he's going to keep running. He's going to keep the play going. Somebody may break open late, and they did. And they did. Jackson Knox made a play for his team. I said he had to do it. He kept the play alive, and Kyle Henry got open, Joe. That's how you make a play. Kudos to Jackson Knox with a Dutch Fork. Strike up the fight song for the Silver Fox.
Jackson Knox just extends the play. Left, right, almost like he was in the Army. Left, right, left, right. Finally gets out to the perimeter on the right side. And Henry comes back and gives him a target. The remarkable thing there is Dutch Fork didn't have anybody ineligible downfield.
That's amazing.
With everybody running around helter-skelter out there, you don't know where the ball is. None of the offensive linemen leaked out and picked up an ineligible downfield. So
Jackson Knox manufactured that touchdown.
He sure did.
That's all on him. He made a play for his team. I said he had to do it before the play. Hands to the sky, and we have 21s everywhere, folks. What a drive. The answer to the answer. That's the young touchdown maker right there, Kyle Henry.
This ought to make the national highlights this coming week, Stacy. I'll tell you what. Watch him. He runs left. Then he goes right, left. Now he's coming back to the right, looking for a target, running out of time. Throws it to the end zone, and there you go. I mean, what a great way for Henry to come back and give a target. When Bridgeview sold out, they almost got there. I hate to say it, that's almost shades of Montana when he's getting chased by the Dallas Cowboys,
yes.
Stacy.
Dwight Clark,
I hate to bring up the
why are you doing this? We have enough drama. We have enough grief already.
But that almost looked like Montana.
It did.
With Headland and those guys chasing him. Yeah, Dwight Clark. But I mean,
Dwight Clark, the Clemson alum.
Yeah, I know.
I realize he's a Clemson guy.
I know. And Jackson Knox, give him a lot of credit for just extending the play and allowing something good to happen.
I think Dwight Clark might be from the Midlands too. He might be from I think he's a South Carolina guy. I'll look that up, but definitely a Clemson guy. But look at Coach Tom Knox. He may feel a little bit better now, but he's going to keep coaching them hard. That was a way to work right there. That was a good job by the team. And the offensive lineman you mentioned, not only did they not get downfield, they kept chipping Ridgeview players just enough to create room.
Yep.
Great job that time. SCDC touchdown. Discover a rewarding career at joinscdc.com. That's the SCDC touchdown by Dutch Fork. So 6 touchdowns in the ball game, 3 apiece. Little Opportunity School kickoff. Carter Coleman.
Dutch Fork's offside on his kickoff too.
That's why they. And this field position. Look, Coach Knox is a frenzy over there. He is fired up. 5 yards. And now that same kick, you're going to give Carter Coleman a chance to run this back now. And he and Christian Jackson are dangerous with the football.
We saw Christian Jackson at the outset of this third quarter.
I bet you Coleman wants one. I bet you Carter Coleman wants one too.
I mean, we kind of had a defensive-minded kind of just a ho-hum first half, 7-7. What we've seen in the second half really started with Christian Jackson's 97-yard kickoff return for a score. Each team, every time they've had the ball, they've scored. And we still have almost 3 minutes to go in the third.
Kicking off right to left. Dutch Fork kicking to Ridgeview. 2:53 left in the third. And this is going to be returnable. Carter Coleman's going to scoop it up and like he has something planned. He's going to the left side. He's trying to get to the edge. It's too late. Dutch Fork is too fast. You got to make a one decision and go.
Yeah.
Dutch Fork is too fast.
Exactly, Stacy. I mean, you can't just be half-stepping out there, especially if you're going east and west. You got to get up the field in a hurry. Make a decision and get up the field. And that's a win for Ridgeview, even with for Dutch Fork rather, even with the penalty. Ridgeview has to start inside their own 20.
Adrian Wilson, number 43 for Dutch Fork, made that tackle. Good job by he and the rest of those green-clad Silver Foxes. Four right there on your screen. Sebastian Lake, one of the DBs for Dutch Fork. Play calling's been getting more and more wide open for Ridgeview as the game has gone on. Chapman has been answering the bell. Beaubien to his right. And Beaubien's going to try the right side. And he had a little burst again. He is quick in the hole. He didn't get about 3 because Dutch Fork converged. Has some room on that right side, Joe.
He gets a couple there. Gets about 2.
Yeah, they closed that quickly up front for the Dutch Fork.
Game has certainly lived up to the billing, Stacey. You talked about it at the outset, a matchup of top 10 teams. It's been every bit of that. It's been a dandy.
Amari Johnson, number 0 in the game for Ridgeview. He had a good season last year. He's been a little quiet this year. He's one of the fastest kids in his class as well. Going up top. No flag. There it is. The flag. They led him back into the interference. The defensive back had no chance of getting his head around. It was almost a setup. That's 31, Tyler Brown over there, but that's a good play call again. They've had a success on that sideline, just misconnected a couple times.
Well, we talked about the issues that Dutch Fork had in the secondary last week against Spartanburg, and they gave up some big plays.
Number 31.
They gave up some big plays to the Vikings, and you see Ridgeview, they want to try to take advantage of that. They tried to right here. Just a deep ball to the left side. And, defender, I'm not sure ever really saw the ball.
Yeah, right there. You can't get it. He went into his body right there. Yeah, he kept it from coming inside to the ball. But
yeah, no question about that penalty.
Yeah. Yes, Coach Knott's coaching him up on the sideline over there. Now, as the game goes on, the pressure goes to the number 1 team, right?
I think so.
You've been blowing everybody out for 2 years pretty much now, right?
I think so.
So, Ridgeview comes in here with the starting quarterback out, saying, let's just let it happen. Let's play. Pressure would tighten up on both teams.
Trey Howard hurt last week, and I tell you what, when you can run a kid like Ashton Chapman out there, the night he's had, my goodness.
It's a good problem to have, right?
Yes, it is.
Chapman's going to keep it on the ground to Beaubien. Good job by Dutch Fork up front. Almost like they're running now just to set up the pass. Just trying to keep him honest. Good job by Raleigh Salters in that Dutch Fork defense. Not a lot of room to run right now for Ridgeview. This second half not only has it been exciting, it's now winding down. By the time they snap this next play, we're going to be under a minute, Joe. So this may be the last drive of the third quarter. We were looking at fourth quarter and probably a tie score. Ridgeview's in no hurry.
They have to snap it one more time here. Of course, I'm not sure what's going on with the play clock. It's stopped. Everything is stopped now.
That might be a problem. The game clock might have kept on and the play clock didn't. I'm not sure. They're going to talk about it. We've had some meetings in this game.
Ashton Chapman tonight, Stacy, 11 of 18, 133 yards. The touchdown.
So, yeah, they're having a little usher board meeting right now.
Actually, I need to get those stats updated. That was as of a few minutes ago.
Yeah, you got a couple more since then.
Yeah.
It's going to be second down and 8 is what we're looking at when we come back, but play clock still stuck at 36.
Game clock at 56, as you can see right there on your screen.
Coach Knox mentioned the first half, the erratic game because of a lot of stoppages. Like maybe some of the sticks that was going on. That was going on now, maybe the clock. But those are home team problems. So we'll see what they're going to do here. 56 on the game clock. They may reset that as well. We're not sure.
Stacey, that touchdown by Dutch Fork moments ago, 9 plays rather, at 75 yards, and the 8-yard touchdown pass. That was
a strong drive.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, it was an absolute strong drive, man. That was, and they kind of did everything they wanted to do, though. They gashed them with the short passes. They went up top, had a couple of good runs around that left side. They like, they like those as you call it, they're like almost a pin down, pin and pull. So a lot of discussion here. Don't they know that Joe Cashin is here? They need to get this thing
I'm sure that's at the top of their list of concerns.
Yeah, we don't want to keep Joe Cashin waiting.
Exactly.
Action Joe Cashin. Proud military man. Thank you again. Thank you for your service, Joe Cashin.
That. And your son as well.
My son is at drill right now.
Drill. What's that?
Yeah, no, you're retired now. You don't know anything about drill now. You're retired, man. He's up in
very glad to see the South Carolina National Guard sponsoring what they do here on Sonic FNR, as well as SEDC. A couple.
Yeah, you connected to two sponsors.
I've connected to a couple of them.
Man. You're Joe Cashin, man.
Yeah.
So
I got a tea time in the morning. We got to get moving.
I have a radio show in the morning. Let's go. 37-yard line. 2nd and 8. They're ready to play ball now. Big play for the young sophomore quarterback. They're going to keep it on the ground again in room. When he had room, they shut it down. Let's play like it had somewhere to go. And Dutch Fork is just constantly flying helmets to the football right now on defense. There's Raleigh Salters. Young man is an outstanding baseball player as well. He was on a little league team that made it to the World Series back in the day for Irmo. Before this team this year, really famous. That was great.
This year's Irmo team?
How about it? Shout out to those guys. But Raleigh Salters on the team years ago. They made a run deep. He could play. He and Ethan Offin, that was the quarterback the last 2 years for them. They were teammates on that little league team from years ago. But shout out to this year's Irmo team. They made the whole state proud. 3rd and 7. Big play. And they go to that sideline again. It's worked almost every time. And look who's kicking out. Look who refuses to go down. Is that Christian Jackson over there? Christian Jackson need to charge some ride share fees over there. That's number 16. That's the young man, the basketball player, 2-time state champion, Jordan Mack. 2 chips with the Ridgeview Hoops team, and he wants one with football. That's a strong run, Joe.
Another hole shot right here, right underneath the corner, or over the top of the corner, underneath the safety, right there. Mack runs a perfect route, and once again, how about Chapman putting the ball right on it? Big 3rd down conversion.
That young man did not want to go down. They brought him at 31. He might have got to the 30. They blew the whistle, I guess. He got him on the 31-yard line. That is a huge gain and a Camera heating and cooling. First down, keep you comfortable in their home since 1956. End of the 3rd quarter, folks. We'll put 4 fingers in the air. We'll finish the 4th chapter of a 4-chapter story. On the other side of this, all 21s here in Irmo, South Carolina.
Watch Fox Sports Zone is South Carolina's #1 sports leader for all sports coverage in the Midlands.
From your favorite South Carolina college teams
to your local high school matchups,
football, baseball,
basketball, soccer,
and so much more.
We take you straight to the sideline with interviews with coaches and players.
Plus, behind-the-scenes details to give you the latest on your local teams.
Watch Fox Sports Zone. Every sport, every season. Sponsored by Lexington Medical Center.
We pickled everything, Sam. The big deal meal, a Sonic Smasher, top of Grillo's pickles, pickled seasoned tots, pickle Rita slush, and a pickled foam. Sam, what have you done? Dude.
Matt Dowell here with Stephen Vicari with Stewart Law Firms. Stephen, you guys have such a personal connection with our community schools. How does that connection help influence this firm's commitment to our local education?
Well, a lot of folks who work for the Stewart Law offices are in education, whether it's in the administration as a teacher or a librarian or a speech therapist. So we understand that it's a very difficult job, and so we kind of view this partnership as more of a commitment to the growth and success of our community.
That's amazing. Education is so important. Well, thank you for sharing, Stephen. But guys, stick around. More football is on the way.
Welcome back in, folks. We have a fourth quarter coming up for you. This promises to be exciting. Stacey Huff, Joe Cashin up in the booth. Claire Foley doing a fine, outstanding job as always on the sideline. And we have a tie ball game, number 9, Ridgeview on the road at Dutch Fork. Dutch Fork number 1 in the state, 3-time defending state champions. And first and 10, Ridgeview just had a big play and a first down. They are driving, ball to the 31-yard line of Dutch Fork. Ridgeview trying to take the lead. Chapman, the young sophomore quarterback, he's got to break the pocket. Ball came out of his hands. That's a huge play. The ball came out of his hands, and I think Dutch Fork will get on that ball. That's the break. That's the kind of break that changes the game. The young sophomore quarterback, the ball came out of his hands, Joe. Rolling the pocket. Let's take a look right here. It's Dutch Fork football.
Yeah, he's trying to scramble out to the right, and I'm not sure if it never got stripped. He just fumbled the football. It just fell right out of his hands, and then it's every man for himself trying to grab that loose pigskin. It's bouncing around out there. Eventually, Dutch Fork comes up with it, and what a huge game changer here, Stacy. And I wouldn't be surprised right now.
Take a shot.
If a sudden change, big one. If I'm Tom Knotts, take a shot.
That's when you took a shot play. Steve Spurrier was the best at it. After a turnover, you go for the throat. Ball's at the 50-yard line. Jackson Knotts, Coach Tom Knotts' son, his junior. Brings his offense out, trying to take advantage of that turnover right there. Ball's right at midfield. He's looking, he's going for it right there. He's going deep. Ball's going to be just a punt. That's just a punt. And they have speed in the secondary. Joe, this could be something right here. Ridgeview has speed. There's speed in that secondary. This could go. He's got one man to beat. That's number 3 on the return. That is he wearing 3? That's not Howard wearing 3. That's number 2.
That's Jordan Best.
Jordan Best. That's a man on the 4x4 100-meter championship track team at Ridgeview. You saw the speed, Joe.
What a crazy night this has been. So Dutch Fork. Yeah.
He asked him, why did he stop? He asked to see why did he stop.
Yeah, he's asking that. Why did he stop? I mean, you got to give your quarterback a target down there, and Jackson Knotts just throws the ball up, and boy, all of a sudden it goes from Ridgeview, or from Dutch Fork rather, being in great position. Now Ridgeview's inside the 10 going in after they intercept a pass.
And that made the quarterback looks horrible on that pass, but the receiver stopped. Yeah. And it was just a punt return for Jordan Best. And again, state champion track speed right there. Ball's inside the 10. What a switch. Timeout called. Ridgeview didn't have somebody in the ball game. Looking back at the sideline, that's a personnel not on the field right there. Coach Howard, both coaches frustrated. Coach Howard looking around like, and I'm not going to say, he's staring down the folks he thinks hit the wrong people in the game for the play you wanted to call, and that's
not sure they had 11 out there, honestly, but watch the pick right here. Here's Knotts back, and we called it. You know, we were talking about the sudden change big one, and, well, there's no receiver down there anywhere.
No.
And Jordan Best, he's just back there playing center field, and like you called it, a punt return, basically.
He can get you up, too, man.
Yep. Jackson Knotts not going to get in there and try to get himself hurt. But credit Dutch Fork hustling back to stop that play. Give credit to Wyatt Warner that time to stop that, and watch the pick here. I mean, this is from about the 23-yard line.
According to Coach Tom Knotts' body line, I think Fury stopped on the route. Excuse me, Joe.
Yeah. Looked like he did, too, from what Coach Knotts was talking about. So from the 23 all the way to the 10, that's 67 yards. On the interception return, unofficially.
Now you got to ask your defense to do it again. They were having a drive put on them, and they got a fumble recovery. And just like that, one play later, you give it back. Ridgeview's going to snap it. One-on-one coverage. It's going to be a fight for the ball in the end zone. He was just going playmaker to playmaker right there. Is that they're going to Jordan Mack?
He's just throwing the fade back over there. See if he can come up with something. That's good coverage by Dutch Fork over there.
Look, no one. Again, I'm not an X and O guy, but Christian Jackson on the end around would be smart money. Who's tackling that kid? Putting the ball in Ford's hand in space.
I don't see him on the field right now. I didn't see him on the field for that last snap, so.
Hope he's okay. Tight end in motion. They're going to go behind the tight end right there. And good job by Dutch Fork just submarining that play. No room for Bobian. Spencer Bobian's had some success in the first half, but they've shut him up, shut him down a little bit here in this second half. It's going to be third down, Jones. This is a big third down.
Now, this is almost deja vu from what we saw from Dutch Fork late in the third quarter. They made it happen. Jackson Knotts was able to make it happen and throw a touchdown pass. Now can Ridgeview come up with, once again, a go-ahead score.
This play will go a long way in deciding this ball game right here. Dutch Fork may get off the field, or Ridgeview will crack the scoreboard. 7 yards, and somebody moved. And that's going to be huge. They're going to say somebody Dutch Fork moved first. Ridgeview's pointing, but I think that's going to be on the Blazers.
I think so, too.
Yeah, they're pointing. You can point all you want to. I think the defensive man can move as long as he doesn't come across the line of scrimmage. Now, if he came across, that's going to be encroachment. They're having a conversation.
Good ball.
It is a legal procedure. False start on Ridgeview, so that's going to back him up. 3rd and 7 goes to 3rd and 12 real quick.
You just can't have that happen in this part of the field, really anywhere. But, I mean, you're going in to try to take the lead early moments, fourth quarter, against the #1 team in the state, 3-time defending champs. They've won 9 in the last, 15 years or so, easy.
Big play right here. I said it before. Now it's 5 yards more. Big play, Joe. The field goal becomes even riskier if you throw incompletion right here. So Ridgew's trying to have to score here, goal to go, and they're going for it. It's man on man. It's just miscommunication. Again, went to the same play with Jordan Mack. Mack went inside. The ball went outside.
Yeah, that's some. It's either a bad route or a bad read. One of the two.
And that's when you see the palms up. So now Isaiah Johannes will come in now and try a field goal. You got to try to get something. You got to be like Denzel Washington. You got to leave it with something.
You got to get something out of this.
You got to leave it with something.
The lead again.
Absolutely. 4th and 12.
Now, if you're inside the 5, maybe you do it here in the fourth quarter. But I mean, I completely agree with this call by Coach Howard. Trying to get 3 here.
And this is a win for Dutch Fork, field goal made or not, because after that huge play, return to the 9-yard line, and you end up pushing them back 3.
Talk about a 29-yarder.
He rushed it a little bit. The live game on Ridgeview. So now he had plenty of legs, but I don't know if that was that good or not.
Missed it.
He missed it.
From what I'm looking at in the camera shot, it looked like he missed it left.
So do you kick it again? They tried to rush it at the end, but you should not have a delay of game after that much time.
Now the play clocks are not working now. That was kind of an issue they had that we're talking about earlier. The play clocks are both showing 0, so they're not working.
So you got to kick it. You got to try it. Got to try it again. I mean, you can't go for it.
He's got plenty of leg. There's no doubt about it. Now it becomes 34 yards.
Now he's got to adjust that, though. He can't miss it the same way he missed it the first time. And he missed it.
Yep,
that's going to be wide left. It's both of them. That's a huge break for Dutch Fork after that terrible interception and return, 67-yard return. Ridgeview comes away with nothing. Nunca. Nada.
So Dutch Fork comes up with a fumble on the first play of the quarter at midfield. They came up with nothing after throwing the pick, and Ridgeview, rather, after the long return that you just talked about, they come up with nothing. Missed field goal, and we're kind of back to where we were when we started the quarter, 21-all and 10.5 decided.
So they're managing to keep the game exciting and yet not score. Both teams have had some gaffes.
I'll tell you what, the fans here are certainly in it. We're up in the press box, and whenever they start to move, this press box
starts to move. This press box has been around for a while. It's probably due for a renovation here at some point. That's a small young man I mentioned earlier. He runs so hard, Kyle Henry. Was banged up a little earlier, but he runs physical for a small kid. Both of those running backs, Sheldon Shine and Henry run hard. So there's a player down. There's a Blazer down on the field at the 24-yard line, a lot of pain. Well, that's number 8, too. That's going to be Markeith Thomas Jr.
Yeah, I wonder if Christian Jackson got hurt. You remember when he came off the field, Stacy? He looked a little dinged up. I don't think he's been back out there since.
I thought that was before the kickoff.
Oh, was it?
That was before the kickoff.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
So he got well.
Yeah, he got well.
But I don't know. I think I would have had him in there on that series goal to go and at least try to get him the ball. But
something else could have happened. But yeah, Markeith.
Something else could have happened.
Yeah, Markeith Thomas Jr. been walking off the field under his own power, but it's like something maybe with the shoulder area. Some of those assistant coaches over there got a lot of good. Both teams have really good staffs over there. You got D. Gladden, one of my guys over there. John Smith over at Ridgeview and Reese Curry. Dutch Forks has some guys I've known for a long time with their staff as well. You get good programs by having good people and keeping continuity in your staff. There's Tom Knox on your screen right there. But they got a break. They got away with one that time. I mean, both teams have really escaped some terrible turnovers. Ridgeview with a fumble at midfield, just a giveaway, and then a punt interception, and the scoreboard hasn't changed. So Jackson Knox now trying to come back out and lead his troops. It'll be a pitch to the outside. Good blocking on the right side without holding. That's a good job. He went backwards, though. He had a little bit more room. It's going to be third down and about 3. Just see when they mark it. Maybe 2. Oh, they gave him a good spot.
That's a good spot.
That's a real good spot. I thought he went backwards, so it's going to be 3rd and 1.
That's a good spot.
That's a good, healthy spot right there. Healthy spot. 3rd and 1. 9:34 left to settle it in regulation.
Regulation.
You got to start saying that in the 4th quarter, Joe. When it's tied up.
21 all.
21 all. Got to start saying in regulation. Those teams have been stubborn. Short yardage, and he got it. Not by a lot, but he got it, though. Good surge by the O-line for Dutch Fork.
All he had to do was cross the 30, and he did so successfully. Move those chains. Fresh set of downs for the Silver Foxes.
Called that a first down. That is Cameron Heating and Cooling first down, keeping you comfortable in your home since 1956. That was a great surge, just what was needed. Ball's at the 32-yard line. Dutch Fork trying to take the lead. Taken to the air. Thrown a little bit behind. That's the route they ran on the other side before in the ball game to the left side to Shine.
The wheel looked like there.
Yeah, on a big 3rd down play earlier, right? The little wheel route.
Might have been well served to have thrown that ball short, too, because there was a defender over there for Ridgeview lurking, and it looked like Quincy Grant was over there in the neighborhood. And that ball's on target. He might have a shot at it.
Yes, true. Put in danger. 2nd and 10. 3 wides in the formation, 2 to the left side of Knox. Sherby up top. There's nowhere to go. Just a tough tackle. Going to be a loss on the play, it looks like, for Calvin Henry. That was 14, one of the first guys in there. DeJuan Franklin, a senior. Quick to the ball, both
he was. They had a lot of guys around the line of scrimmage, too. Just a sophomore as Franklin.
Yes.
He got in there in a hurry. Stopped that for no gain. And here you are if you're Ridgeview. You got a chance to get Dutch Fork off the field, get the ball back in a tie game.
And time is going to become a factor here. We're getting under the 8-minute mark. Only a few more possessions left in the ball game for each team. Big play right here, 3rd and 10. Jackson Knox made a play last time he had a big 3rd down with his legs. This time he's going to try to look right. There's no room over there, but it's a good catch. He got to make some guys miss. He's doing it. It's going to be short by about 4 yards, but that was a nice little move, that first move by Shine. Franklin again over there cleaning it up, number 14.
He's been everywhere these last 2 snaps.
Yes. My roster says senior, but we put sophomore. He's a senior or a sophomore, but either way, he's playing well tonight.
One of the 2.
One of those 2. He's in high school. He's a high school student.
That's a big stop for Ridgeview to force a 4th down punt here.
Yes, sir. Ball's at the 38-yard line. Had to get to the 42, so this punt could be huge. You want to flip the field if you can. It's about field position. 7:25 on the rolling clock. Special teams has factored in this ball game. He's going to try to run it. He tried to run that, and nothing happened. That's a dangerous play. They didn't want to give Ridgeview the ball right there. That's a strange call.
That was fake all the way too, Stacy.
And that's going to be a big turnover right there. They give Ridgeview the ball inside the 40-yard line.
That's going to. They don't win this game. You look back at that, and Tom Knotts he's having some words.
That play wasn't going to work.
Johnson, no, that play never had a chance.
Well, there are no words to help that play. That was the wrong play call. That was not going to work. So I don't know what the kid was supposed to do right there. Punt would have been the right word. Punt it.
Sometimes the best play in football is to punt. Tom Knotts rolled the dice right there. Came up snake eyes on him. Watch this. He's going to.
Too many white jerseys over there.
Yeah, he just didn't have anything and tried to cut it back into the middle and certainly didn't have anything there.
Ashton Chapman is going to have it snapped at the 34-yard line. And bubble screen. They have Carter Coleman. Coleman thought about going inside, didn't. He danced a little too much, and they're going to get him for a loss. Both these defenses are flying around. You can't dance with either one of them right now.
No, you got to get up the field. Put a foot in the ground, get up the field. If you only get 1 or 2 yards, that's fine.
Get what you can get.
Yeah.
That time they lost, and you put pressure on the young quarterback when you lose yardage. But to Coleman's credit, they're coming so fast. You don't have a lot of time to think about it. The green jerseys are flying to the ball just like the white jerseys. Both defenses playing well this second half. Again, after a sluggish start. 2nd and 11. Bobian to the left of his quarterback. And Bobian has the ball. He made a cut in the hole. He did well to get 2 yards on that because he got hit. He got about 3 yards. He got hit in the backfield. The running game has not been there. That's Worth, number 44. That's a grown man, folks. 6'3", 265. Only a junior. Was one of the top sophomores in the state of Georgia. You know Georgia, how they get down with football.
Oh, yeah.
One of the best sophomores in Georgia last season.
He had 3 sacks last week. Has been a factor here tonight, too.
3rd down. Do you see Christian Jackson in the ball game? He may not be in. Threw it to Chris McDonald, and McDonald couldn't bring that in right there. Too much traffic over there. 4th and 9.
Stacey, I got to think that he's dinged up. There's got to be something going on with Christian Jackson because he just is. There's really no reason why you wouldn't have your most explosive threat on the outside out there to pitch him the ball and see if he can make some magic happen with it like he's done several times tonight, especially on that kickoff return. But I don't know. I'm trying to put some glasses on to see, but I can't.
Yeah, Chris McDonald's got to make that catch, though. He's trying to get something out of that. Little short push cut. That's a good punt right here. It's a good punt. That's what you want inside the 10. That's going to go out of bounds right at the 6-yard line. That's what you want. Now, I tell you what, we're going to step away. We got 5:40. Both teams may have time to get the ball one time. Come on back for the thrilling conclusion here in Irmo, South Carolina.
Friday Night Rivals Trophies and Awards are brought to you by Northeast Trophies and Awards, supplying the Midlands trophies since 1976.
Is your child struggling in school? Do you know a child 16 to 19 years of age who has dropped out, lacks discipline, or is on a destructive path? Then give the Will Lou Gray Opportunity School a try. The military-style school provides an alternative education to young adults in need of a second chance by offering academic instruction by state-certified teachers and job-based training. Students live on campus during the 14-week program, which is virtually free. For more information, call us or visit willlougray.org.
Friday Night Rivals Trophies and Awards are brought to you by Northeast Trophies and Awards, supplying the Midlands trophies since 1976.
$5.40 to settle it, folks. Ridgeview, Dutch Fork in a battle. All 21s here. Stacey Huff, Joe Cash, and Claire Foley here on the call for you. It is set up for a thrilling finish, and coming up later in this fourth quarter, we'll announce our Atkins Law Firm Player of the Game. Looking for a workers' comp attorney? Remember, who you hire matters. It's Coach Tom Knotts right there on the sideline. He and Derek Howard, two of our outstanding coaches we have around the Midlands and the state. We're blessed with good coaches in this state.
Stacy, I put the glasses on over there across the way, and I see a Ridgeview player with his top off and ice on the shoulder and left arm in a sling. I don't know if that's Christian Jackson or not.
It could be that he's not been in.
He has not been in a while, and I hope whoever that is going to be okay. But
same here.
Don't want to speculate as to who that is without knowing. But
Jackson Knott's looking over the middle. He's going to try to break the pocket now, use the legs. He's going to throw. He's trying to direct his receiver. That's not a good decision right there. He's lucky that wasn't intercepted. He tried to direct his receiver to go up the field, but the arm wasn't there, Kai Fulton. But it was the defender right there in better position for the ball. That was number 1, Quincy Grant.
Well, give Fulton credit for coming back and playing defensive back, because he broke that play up, and that was going to be picked. That was going to be an interception.
Yes.
You see Fulton kind of come back. You watch this
and
here.
throw it for back foot.
Yeah, that's not an easy. Yeah. That's not tough. And now watch, he comes back to break up the play right there to stop the interception.
Yeah, they're fortunate that wasn't an interception right there. He was laid up for Grant right there.
It was. That could have easily been picked, but mark that play down. That could be important later.
Absolutely. Good job by Fulton for sure. 2nd and 10 now from the 6-yard line for Dutch Fork. They need a play right here. They've done it, but they found plays before when they needed them. They got a good chunk right there. And that's good. That's a good catch and throw and a good tackle. Good to see number 8, Markeith Thomas Jr. back in the game making that tackle. Tough kid, but number 84 made a good first catch of the game. He's been the motion man all night. Landon Collins, the tight end. But this is setting up a big 3rd down now. 3rd and call it 5, Joe.
Huge play. Opportunity for Ridgeview, and at the same time, Dutch Fork wants to try to possess the ball and not just give it right back to Ridgeview in ostensibly good field position.
I think that is. There's Christian Jackson over there. Under 5 minutes to play. 3rd and 5. Big play. He's going to break the pocket. Good job using the legs. Got the first down and wisely got down. That's just a smart play. That's a coach's son play right there.
You don't have anything down the field, Stacy. You don't want to force it. He kind of forced it on first down and got away with it. That time he sees the opening up the middle. Watch this as Notch drops back. Pocket starts to collapse. He just says, okay, you know what? I can get there and then just give myself up once I'm well past the marker.
Under 4:30, first down. That's a Cameron Heating and Cooling first down for Dutch Fork. They're on the move, folks, at the 20-yard line. Try the left side again. It's just, out of the pack, out of the white jerseys. There's a sea of white over there. And the young little back who's been running hard all night squirted out of there. That was Kyle Henry, I believe. Talk about Tony.
He just disappeared into a wall of defenders and then reappeared on the other side. Wow, that's good running. That's a pickup of about 7 yards, and that's what Dutch Fork needs on first down.
That's a tough run by that kid right there. He's run hard all night. I mentioned he got banged up early, came back, still running hard. A blatant run right here, and that's just a strong run by Jackson Knotts. That's going to be a first down, I believe. Jackson Knotts needed the 30, and I think he got to the 32. That's a Dutch Fork first down. Cameron Heating and Cooling first down. They're pounding it right now.
Now you start to watch clock management here. They have 2 timeouts. Dutch Fork has 2 timeouts. Ridgeview has 2 as well. Still plenty of time for Dutch Fork to get themselves in position for a field goal, but you're Ridgeview. You got to come up with a stop.
It's almost a time when you call a timeout to let your defense rest a little bit. You want to catch them tired. The drive's going to wear down, and that's what Dutch Fork, I think, wants to do. They want to lean on them right here and use all this 344. Motion man. Dutch Fork again. Going to give. Oh, what a collision. Well, I'll tell you what, 32 came up and laid a hit, but he might have got it worse than that. That was 32, Raymond Jones, sophomore from Ridgeview, but Dutch Fork running backs run with that forward lean no matter how much they weigh. Kyle Henry runs. Man, he's a physical kid, man. They list him.
Yeah.
List him at 165 pounds. Look at this. Look how he finished this run, though. Took the hit and fell forward anyway. Another big play, Joe. 2nd and 8. You want to stay out of passing downs. They want to make this 3rd and manageable if they don't get it on 2nd down.
Dutch Fork taking their time right now.
Yeah.
No sense of urgency yet.
That's a whistle. That's going to be. I don't see a flag now. Was that timeout?
Yeah, there's a flag way back in the secondary, which tells me that's a delay.
Yeah, there's a delay of game. You're right. They took too much time, Joe. And that's just an unforced error right there.
And again, without the play clocks working, tough for us. Well, not tough. Impossible for us to know.
Right. This is going to be, again, this makes it very interesting on the play calls now. Take a look. Coach Knott's not happy.
Yeah, time the play clock is kept on the field. So second down and 7 is now. We're second down and long coming up.
So
second and 13.
But officials keep it on their watch. So how do you players know? Unless they yell out 10 seconds, how do they know? Empty backfield again. Oh, he has Furry. And what a catch and get down. Great throw, great catch, great play call. Cameron Heating and Cooling first down for Dutch Fork. They're cooking now, Joe.
You called it. Furry came open down this right side, this near boundary. Safety couldn't quite get there in time. Carter Coleman was closing, but he couldn't get there. Well, I tell you what, Jackson Knott's put some heat on this ball. It is right on target. And just like that, Dutch Fork on the move here late, but they just get another penalty, a procedure call.
And that's a tough play by Furry. I'm going to the play. Furry knew that hit was coming. That's a tough-minded play. And they give 5 yards back just like that. Win or lose, Coach Tom Knotts is not going to be happy with some of these mental errors this team. Special teams errors, tackling on some plays, and mental errors. Both teams have a lot to clean up. But I'm sorry.
At this point, you're just looking to win.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That
you're
being
just
said,
trying to find a way to win and worry about this stuff and film study tomorrow or Sunday rather, and then
That being said, one team's going to be pretty happy to get out of here with a win for sure. Both teams have looked good at some points. They're trying to stack that lineup right. That's just a good. Don't hit them out of bounds if you're Ridgeview. You got to be smart. They're just going to muscle up. Jackson.
And I think if you're Derek Howard, you're pleased. Obviously, he wants to win, but you're pleased no matter really how this turns out. I mean, having to go to your second quarterback. You lost your best athlete, best playmaker in this game. We haven't really seen much at all after the kickoff return.
Yep.
And they're right here in this ball game with a great chance to win it if they can get a stop.
2:28. Dutch Fork is trying to make this a one-possession ball game. They're trying to make it where they win it or we go to overtime.
Yeah.
So Ridgeview, after this, we'll see after this next play if Ridgeview thinks about a timeout. This is a big play, passing play. Look at the left. Nobody on this left side, on this side over here. Jackson Knott's, and he went down inbounds, so the clock's going to tick. Ball's at about the 42-yard line.
It's a good play by Quincy Grant, the safety. He recognized that immediately that Jackson Knott's was going to take off. Closed on that play and was able to make the sure stop for minimal yardage.
So Dutch Fork's going to massage this play clock. Well, we don't know. We can't see it, but they're not in any hurry, that's for sure.
No, they're not. Under 2 minutes now.
You got to feel like they got a pet player in the pocket, though. They got one to go up top. They've had some doozies in the passing game. They're setting up something. 3rd and 8. Dutch Fork trying to take the lead. Oh, what a hit. And he got the first down. He had just enough for Dutch Fork, the 3-time defending champions, trying to will themselves to a win. Cameron Heating and Cooling first down. That was a nice run after catch, Joe.
Boy, if you're Ridgeview, you are just sick because you had this one snuffed out. You had it diagnosed. You had defenders there. Just a little swing pass out to the right. There's 2 defenders right there. Then the missed tackle.
Up the middle again, another burst. Hard running again. That is Kyle Henry, number 28. His numbers are starting to mount up a little bit. He brings all that 165 to the table, Joe.
If you're Tom Knotts, now you can run this clock down because you've got a couple of kickers on this team that can easily knock home a 40-yard field goal. From right there, it would be 42.
Ridgeview hands on hips. I saw one player tapping his helmet. They're gassed on defense right now, Joe.
Got to dig down deep right now.
Right here. But Dutch Fork, no, they're trying to lean on them, and they did not get the first down there. It's going to be 3rd down. I'd call a timeout.
If I'm Derek Howard, I call a timeout here.
For one thing, let them rest. They got guys trying to come out the game. You got guys hands on hips. I think about one right here.
Yep, he just did it.
He called it, okay.
Yep, he just did.
Great coach. Both of these are strong coaches, been around for a long time. We'll step away, all 21s, 46 seconds in regulation. Come on back. Headed for a doozy, folks.
Need
better sleep tonight? Michaelis Mattress can get you on the bed of your dreams today. Michaelis Mattress has been helping people across the Midlands find the right bed for the right price for more than 35 years. We care about your quality of sleep, so you can trust us to put you on the best mattress for your specific needs. Get huge savings on popular brands like Sealy, Simmons, Serta, and Tempur-Pedic. Plus, get up to 60-month special financing. From something for the kiddos to something for your master suite, we have you covered with a huge selection. Michaelis Mattress. Buy it today. Sleep better tonight.
Welcome back, folks. Time to take a look at the Joy Law Firm sights and sounds of the game. It's the Smile Cam, folks. The Joy Law Firm Smile Cam. Just call Joy. Smells like team spirit. It's a great crowd on hand. A lot of smiles. One side is going to be smiling a lot harder than the other in about a minute. But what a night for football. This Coach Derek Howard. You saw the cheerleaders over there and the good crowd here. Dutch Fork side especially pretty full on this side over here as they are three-time defending state champs trying to go for 4 in a row, which they've done before. 3rd and 2, big 3rd and 2 right here. But you get the feeling it's going to be, Dutch Fork's not giving the ball up. They're not going to give it up. They got to stop them on 4 downs. And good run, still going. That's going to be a touchdown. Dutch Fork struck up the Dutch Fork fight song. Jackson Knott rings the bell. Home crowd in a frenzy. SCDC touchdown. What a run, what a surge. Dutch Fork 27-21, trying to make it 28. What a play. Jackson Knott's been making plays for his team all night, Joe.
Ridgeview had a lot of defenders around the line of scrimmage. Stacey, you'll see it right here. A lot of defenders in that box trying to sell out against the run, and all Jackson Knott's, once he breaks that initial spot right there at the line of scrimmage, gets to the second level, it is all over. 25 yards, and that may be the game winner.
Snap good, hold good, hands to the sky. And just like that, Dutch Fork 28-21 with 38.9 seconds left in the ball game. What a thrilling run by Jackson Knott, Coach Tom Knott's son, the junior quarterback. That's Coach Derek Howard. Got to be disappointed, but now Christian Jackson's not here for the kickoff, and he's the one guy on the kickoff who could change the scoreboard. Take a look again. What a job up front, and what a run by the junior quarterback, Jackson Knott.
He just takes this thing, and this is his strength and speed all the way. He's headed to the end zone, and if there's one saving grace here for Ridgeview, you've got 38.9 seconds and still one timeout. So, I mean, there's still time on, if there's time on the clock, you got a chance, right? But they need a big kickoff return if they can get one and have some room to operate to give Ashton Chapman a chance to, maybe hit a big one, something. They're going to need something looking much like a miracle at this point, but
it would definitely take
crazy game, Stacey.
It's been a while.
Happen.
Absolutely. What a game, what a finish. Jackson Knott. It's not quite finished yet, but Knott's, man, listen, at least twice in this ball game, he just had a play where he said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and take care of things. And that play was one right there.
He took care of it.
Yeah, Will Luke Opportunity School kickoff coming up. Dutch Fork kicking off left to right. Will Luke Opportunity School for over 100 years helping students build a better future. It needs a big return, and then they're going to need a couple of big throws. And Dutch Fork's defense is really good.
72-yard drive by Dutch Fork when they had to have it after the missed field goal.
And it's going to be a squib kick. That's Jordan Mack. He's a playmaker himself. Jordan Mack trying to get to the outside. Jordan Mack up to the 46, 47-yard line. Now that leaves, is that a flag down?
No, I'm just saying, that's exactly what we were talking about right there. I mean, that was a short squib kick that Mack had a heads-up play to scoop it and go with it. That play only took 2.9 seconds off the clock.
Absolutely. And now the sophomore quarterback has a little more hope now because you don't have to get it all. You don't have to throw a lot of chunk play. You got time for 36 seconds to throw a couple 20-yarders.
Yes, you do,
And
Stacey.
you're right there with throwing the ball in the end zone to tie the game.
This game is far from over. I mean, this is even better than what Coach Howard could have, I don't what he would have thought, but this is great if you're Ridgeview.
We'll see what we do here with the sophomore quarterback, Chapman. Looking left, caught, and goes out of bounds. That's a gain of about 12. That's what you want. That's Carter Coleman. They got time that they can do 12-yard routes a couple times and then throw it in the end zone, Joe.
Got time here. 31.7. That play took just under 5 seconds.
We got a player down. We got an offensive lineman down for Ridgeview. Don't talk about it, Joe.
Yeah, just a quick out here just to get something to the boundary, get the catch, get some yards, makes the catch, steps out of bounds, stops the clock, picks up a first down. So everything that you want for Ridgeview happened right there. What a game.
It's been a good game, man. It really has. Number 77 is the man down for the Blazers, Jordan Sr., who's a senior.
There you go.
I was at the bank today, and the banker's name was Mr. Banker. I kid you not. Someone listening to the game, watching the game right now, that could witness it. The banker's name was actually Banker. So that's the senior offensive lineman. His name is Senior, and we hope he gets up. He's in a lot of pain, but we hope. That's what I was about to say. Hope we see him standing up. They're pulling him to his feet now. It looks like they got him sitting up. He was laying down in agony. He's sitting up now. Hopefully they can get him to his feet, and we want to see that. It's a leg situation.
I ran into somebody the other day. Their name was Annuity Deposit.
Really?
No.
See, you had me going there, Joe.
I just completely made that up.
That was good. I like it. Made up things can be okay. Okay. Look at Coach Howard right there. Listen, we taught him, like you mentioned, he taught us on the field about adversity.
Yep.
His team rallied right now. The young man is up. Senior is up, and he's actually walking on his own power.
It's good to see.
Yeah, sir. Good-sized kid, too. He's got a lot of size on him right there. But, yeah, he talked about dealing with adversity, and they had to deal with it with Trey Jackson, with Trey Howard going down, his son. As a father and a coach, you know that had to be tough for him. He finished the game coaching knowing his son was leaving in an ambulance. That's a tough move. That's tough. He stayed there with his team to finish the game. He had his wife and the family with Trey. And this team has responded this week against the #1 team in the state, playing hard. And they have a chance with 31.7 to tie it. Got to get out of that pocket again. Threw it in a crowd of green jerseys. That's a young sophomore. That's a young sophomore throw there. And we have another Ridgeview Blazer down. Number 56 is down for Ridgeview this time. James Ross plays on both lines. He's down at the 47-yard line.
Ashton Chapman is going to be extremely fortunate to have another snap, because when you're rolling out to the right, you're rolling to one side, and then when you try to throw the ball back across the middle of the field, well, that is a recipe for disaster more often than not. And fortunately for Ridgeview, Dutch Fork unable to pick that ball off.
Yeah, that was definitely a break. That's what coach was talking to him. They said, "Why would you throw that?"
Probably saying something like that, right? Don't risk the ball here. Just throw it out of bounds or something.
Yeah, we got it. Hold on, we got a chance as long as we keep possession. But young man is down. 56 is down. He is in a lot of pain. James Ross, the junior, and they're tending to his legs too. Now you don't want to wish pain on anyone, but you hope it's a cramp, because those go away. You don't want anything that's going to be lingering for these players. This time of year, a cramp, so okay, we live and fight another day with a cramp. But those knees and ankles, as Ridgeview learned last year, the 5 dislocated toes on the foot of Trey Howard, at quarterback. That was an amazing, unfortunate situation where he was landed on. And a clean play. First thing I talked to Coach Howard on the phone this week, first thing he said was, Huff, it was a clean play. It was nothing wrong with it. We looked at it. It was fine. It's just the way it's football.
I just cringe when I hear 5 dislocated toes. My goodness gracious.
Metatarsal bones were moved. And
holy mackerel.
They had to put pins in them. And then that Saturday morning, some of the USC staff operated on young Trey Howard.
Goodness gracious. I can't imagine that.
It happened at Northwestern and Rock Hill. They brought him back to Columbia to get him where they wanted him to be. And that's James Ross up walking, limping up on that left leg, but looks like he may be able to maybe something he can come back from, and we hope that.
Got a note downstairs from Claire Foley. If this game gets to overtime, the last overtime win by Dutch Fork, if this were to go to overtime and they were to win, was
championship game,
the 2019 state championship game.
I called that game.
I bet you did.
That was Dorman, I believe.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Great stuff from Claire.
Yes, thank you, Claire. Claire's doing awesome. She's killing it on the sidelines now. Thank you, Claire.
No question about that.
Absolutely. Big play here now. They got to get something on this play with the time. Look at what it is. Almost Amari Johnson couldn't get his hands on it. 19.1 seconds. So now, with 19 seconds, you got this third. Not only because it's third down, but this next play has to get a chunk of yards to give you some chance.
Obviously, you got to get past the sticks.
Yeah.
And complete something.
And you want to be able to set yourself up for a shot or two at the end zone, right?
I'm not sure there that Johnson even saw that ball until it was right on him. There was a lot of traffic in front of him. By the time he got a good vision of that football, it was kind of on him there.
So the 10th grader, Ashton Chapman, my mother's maiden name, by the way, so I love all Chapmans. Ashton Chapman has a chance here to get his team within striking distance. They're going to call their final timeout right here. And this is why, right there. Someone's in the wrong place. There's some disorganization, and there's some young players in this lineup right now, too, including the quarterback.
Yeah, you'd really like to keep that timeout in the pocket in case you do complete one over the middle of the field and you're short of the first down. Now you have to go past the sticks.
And you have to go to the sidelines.
And you got to get the boundary.
Yeah, pass play in the middle of the field might take you, especially a young team, it may take you most of the 19 seconds to get lined up.
You'd have to get up there in a hurry just to clock it, and then, then you'd have a chance to run maybe one more play after that.
Dutch Fork, man, what a last drive they had. They converted a couple third downs that would look risky to keep the chains moving, and then the big blow was the run from Jackson Knotts, the junior, son of, yes, that guy, Coach Tom Knotts, with a dagger touchdown run. Ridgeview still reeling, trying to tie the game up. 19.1 seconds.
Boy. How much do they miss Christian Jackson right here, Stacy? I mean, you could
be big time. He's a guy that one catch can take it to change the game.
Like you said, P4 player.
And he showed it.
He showed it. He showed it tonight.
Sure did. Chris McDonald in motion. Jackson's got to get something here. He got hit. The ball's on the ground. And you don't have any timeouts. They don't have any timeouts. They can't. The ball was picked up.
There's a helmet off.
They got to call. That's a penalty.
There's a helmet off of a player, so they got to stop the clock.
They got to stop the clock because the helmet off.
They're going to get a break here.
It's Chapman though, and they have no timeout. They got to bring another quarterback in, Joe. It's the quarterback Chapman's helmet.
Well, this will be interesting. When do they start the clock? When does it start?
He's trying to tell the team to get back on it. They got to go line up.
They got to line up and get another quarterback out there.
They don't have a quarterback.
Now the clock goes. There it is. It's all over.
Strange ending, but Dutch Fork pulls it out. Your three-time defending 5A champions in a top 10 heavyweight battle. Frustrating loss for Ridgeview, but they played well. The clock was an issue in a lot of ways down the stretch, but that was a big sack and fumble caused by Dutch Fork. They made all the plays at the end they needed to make. Congratulations to Dutch Fork. What a thrilling finish to this ball game.
Wow, what a second half, Stacy. We got our money's worth tonight now.
No doubt. We'll see the handshake
too.
We'll see the handshake line and we'll step away, folks. We still have some trophies to give out. Stay with us, folks. What a game. Dutch Fork's the winner. Stay with us.
Start Saturday strong with Big Noon Saturday.
Rocco backed in Iowa State. Take on Iowa in the Cy-Hawk Series. It's Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
Saturday on Watch Fox.
Urban Meyer.
Football's a way of life.
Mark Ingram II.
You know what I mean?
And Rob Stone team up for football talk that hits harder than game day. The Triple Option, presented by Wendy's.
Friday Night Rivals Trophies and Awards are brought to you by Northeast Trophies and Awards, supplying the Midlands trophies since 1976.
Is your child struggling in school? Do you know a child 16 to 19 years of age who has dropped out, lacks discipline, or is on a destructive path? Then give the Will Lou Gray Opportunity School a try. The military-style school provides an alternative education to young adults in need of a second chance by offering academic instruction by state-certified teachers and job-based training. Students live on campus during the 14-week program, which is virtually free. For more information, call us or visit willlougray.org.
Kaminer Heating and Cooling was started by my grandparents 68 years ago with $100 in a truck. It was based on a simple idea: earn your customers' trust.
4 generations later, that still defines who we are. Show up on time, be honest, and do the job right. We call it 5-star comfort.
Give Kaminer Heating and Cooling a chance to earn your trust. Call today or visit trustkaminer.com.
Put comfort in your home the Kaminer way. Call Kaminer right away.
Friday Night Rivals Trophies and Awards are brought to you by Northeast Trophies and Awards, supplying the Midlands trophies since 1976.
Back here in the aftermath, Dutch Fork with a thrilling 28-21 victory over number 9 ranked Ridgeview. Dutch Fork number 1 in the state. And let's take a look at tonight's school bus stop of the game. Always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. Not stopping or trying to beat the stop arm puts lives at risk and can result in large fines, points on your license, and license suspension.
This is the school bus stop of the game. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is...
Here it is, Joe.
So late in the game, obviously Dutch Fork with a chance to... but Ridgeview a chance to maybe tie this game late, but who is it that makes the play that seals it? Julian Walker, defensive end. Talked about him in the opening, going to Michigan. You see why right here. Just fights off the blocker, gets the quarterback sack. That's the stop of the game.
School bus stop of it. How impressive that was.
Stop of the game. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is... This is the school bus stop of the game. Always remember to...
And that was the school bus stop of the game. Julian Walker, the Michigan commit. What a finish. A defensive play. The game started with defensive plays. And, of course, we have some hardware to give out here, of course. We have a player of the game brought to you by Atkins Law Firm. It is none other. Can you guess who it is? It is Jackson Knotts.
Jackson Knotts was phenomenal tonight for this Dutch Fork Silver Foxes football team. You see him right there. They get the flea flicker that tied the game in the second quarter. 17-22, 293, and 4 total touchdowns. He hits the flea flicker right there to Stone Furry. And he hits another big pass play. You see it right here. This one's going to go for a touchdown in the back and forth third quarter. That one went to Braden Johnson. And you see him rolling out right here. He's all over the place. Left, right, left. Finally comes back to the right. Buys himself some time. Throws the touchdown. Heck of a drive right there. And then here's the game winner with just 38.9 seconds left. He scampers 25 yards up the middle. He's into the end zone. And your player of the game, Jackson Knotts. What a big game for him tonight.
Brought to you by Atkins Law Firm. Looking for a workers' comp attorney? Remember who you hire. Remember who you hire matters. And Jackson Knotts willed his team to a win tonight. Several times he made plays that had to be made as a leader of this team, as a junior quarterback. And, of course, we have the play of the game, folks. Brought to you Mark Brown, play of the game. Always sponsoring that for us. No play of the game. Let's go down to Claire with the coach. All right, Claire, what's up?
Coach Jackson, our player of the game, he did a whole lot with his legs tonight. What can you say about his ability to make a play happen and how crucial that was tonight?
I didn't hear whose name you said. I'm sorry.
His son, Jackson.
Oh, Jackson. He did. He made some great plays, but it's a total team effort. It was a refuse-to-lose mentality. Great sack at the end by big guy. We got to come back and go to work on Sunday. Everybody knows it. So congratulations, guys, and thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Coach, one of the smallest...
Hold on, guys.
Coach, one of the smallest margins you've had in a win in recent memory. What do you hope they take away about being able to grind out a win like this?
A win is a win. All right, keep refusing to lose. Don't make the same mistakes. We're going to continue to get better, and we're going to be formidable at the end. All right, guys, proud of you.
All right. Proud to present the Week 2 Sonic Friday Night Rivals winners, the Dutch Fork Silver Foxes.
Congratulations, Coach Knotts, and your excited, exuberant Silver Foxes. A win is a win, and they got the win, and we feel like winners tonight. We brought you a very good ball game. Shout out to all the production crew, Joe Cash and myself. Thank you all for watching. Claire Foley doing a great job. Sponsors are Sonic, Stewart Law Offices, South Carolina National Guard, MUSC Health, Cameron Heating and Air, Atkins Law Firm, USC Sumter, Jim Hudson Automotive, Michaelis Mattress, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Joy Law Firm, Lexington Medical Center, Will Lugray Opportunity School, Northeast Trophies and Awards. And coming up next week, folks, we are in Sumter. Lawrence Manning visiting Wilson Hall next Friday, September 12th. On behalf of all the folks I mentioned earlier, thank you for tuning in. Have a great sports weekend. We'll see you next week on Sonic Friday Night Rivals High School Football Game of the Week.